2 years ago, the Houston Rockets reached the NBA Summit, defeating the Knicks in 7 games and denying New York its championship quest. Last year, the Knicks came up short against Indiana, ending their dreams of returning to the NBA Finals. Meanwhile, the Rockets blasted back through the month of June, repeating as NBA champions. Today, the two teams meet for the first time this season, and as always, it's a matchup of two of the league's premier big men. Hakeem certainly aware of the defensive challenge posed by Patrick Ewing. And the Knicks center will try to contain the multiple offensive moves of the Houston most valuable player. Coming up, the Knicks look to fuel the Rockets in a Thanksgiving weekend matinee at Madison Square Garden. From Madison Square Garden, it's time for New York Knicks basketball. This afternoon, the Knickerbockers host the two-time defending champion, the Houston Rockets. And two teams that come in extremely hot, including the Rockets. First place in the Midwest Division. They have won 7 in a row, 10-1 tied for the best record in the NBA. As for the Knicks, they're in second place in the Atlantic Division, half game behind Orlando. Knicks have won 4 straight and are 9-2 overall. And today debuts the alternate road uniforms, the latest fashion statement in the NBA. The Knicks will debut it in front of the home crowd. Little black, little subway token on the shorts, all part of life for the NBA in the 1990s. And good afternoon, everyone. Along with John Andres, I'm Mike Breen, filling in for Marv Albert. Again, two hot teams, John. Knicks have certainly started off extremely well under Don Nelson, and no one has flourished more than Anthony Mason.
Yes, Anthony Mason's prescription this year was to be a more meaningful player, Mike. And as we all know, those of us who have been watching the Knicks a lot, he certainly has become that, and I think a little bit more. He has been sensational, as he was in Cleveland the other night. Kind of a low-key game when you watch the 48 minutes. But at the end of the show, you saw passes like that to the cutting Monty Williams. And also a defensive slap away. Deflection by Mason, leads the ball up court, has his head up at all times looking for the open man. And there was John Starks. And at the end of the game, it was very hefty numbers for Anthony Mason. Almost a triple-double in 47 minutes of play. He was a hoop and a rebound away from a triple-double. And the season numbers are also very impressive. Points, rebounds, assists. And isn't it interesting that Anthony Mason leads the Knicks in assists from that low post position most of the time?
Meanwhile, for the Rockets, you know what Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler can do. One guy that's picked up the slack, maybe taking the next step to the next level, is Robert Horry.
Amazing. Now in his 4th season, Horry came on, as did his team, and he undoubtedly had a lot to do with it at the end of last season during the playoffs. And he's been sensational on November 15th against Toronto, the game-winning 3-point shot. And then he carried it forth the next night also with a tremendous all-around performance. You can see Kenny Smith pounding him after that game with excitement. Next night he was on his game as well. Every coach in the NBA looks for versatility, and this guy is doing it to the utmost. Against Indiana the other night, look at the numbers. The points, 14 rebounds, assists, block shots, steals. Robert Horry's turned out to be a coach's dream and perhaps a nightmare for the Knicks today.
Houston Rockets have excelled in the month of November under Rudy Tomjanovich. They've continued that so far this season, again tied for the best record in the NBA at 10-1. We'll have the tip-off and starting lineups. It's all coming up from Madison Square Garden.
Maybe you helped and didn't know it, or were part of it and just forgot. If you joined the American Express charge against hunger over the last 2 years, you made a difference. But the fight isn't over. Every time you use your American Express card, we'll give to Share Our Strength, a leading anti-hunger group. Because now through December 31st, the charge against hunger is on again.
Reach your arms out and help someone. Need a break?
Yeah!
Well, come on! The Monopoly game is bigger, better, and back at McDonald's. Just order any of these McDonald's food favorites to get your game piece. Win instantly, or collect and win. Cruises, Dodge Vipers, cash, $1 million.
Wow! Sega Saturn with the Daytona USA game.
With over 100 million new prizes, this is your best holiday break ever.
I won!
You
Had your break today.
If you were to take every honor, every award, everything positive that's been said about the Toyota Camry, and lay them end to end, you'd probably ask yourself, why did I do that? Better to drive one yourself and come up with a few accolades of your own. The 1996 Camry, the gold standard from Toyota.
And now Mobil presents our sleek new nozzles. They're easier to use and 30% faster. Pick one up today.
Hey, you'll get a charge out of this. We're watching college hoops, okay? The fans are totally energized. The teams come out amped up like a heavyweight title bout in Vegas, and suddenly, this light bulb goes on over our heads. You know what would look cool on these guys? Well, the mess of college teams got totally turned on by their look. So, boom! That's what they're wearing this year. Now let me flash something else by you, okay? All that stuff? Converse, Converse, Converse. I know what you're thinking, man. Converse? Whoa, I'm shocked.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser, the king of beers. This Bud's for you. By American Express. By Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers. By Delta Airlines, official airline of Madison Square Garden. And by Citibank, for banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps. 133rd consecutive sellout at Madison Square Garden, and a beautiful matinee affair for Knicks fans as their team with 4 in a row. 4 straight victories against the Rockets, who've won 7 in a row, 2 of the top clubs in the league. Right now, let's go to the public address announcement with the starting lineups. Here's Mike Wolszewski.
Here are today's starting lineups. First for the Rockets, at guard at 6'7" from Houston, number 22, Clyde Drexler. At guard at 6'3" from North Carolina, number 30, Kenny Smith. At forward at 6'10" from Alabama, number 25, Robert Ory. At forward at 6'8" from North Carolina State, number 52, Chucky Brown. And at center at 7 feet from Houston, number 34, Hakeem Olajuwon. The trainer is Ray Melchior. Assistant coaches Carol Dawson, Bill Berry, and Larry Smith. And the head coach, Rudy Tomjanovich. At guard at 6'5" from Oklahoma State, number 3, John Starks. At guard at 6'4" from Illinois, number 11, tri-captain, Derek Hopper. At forward at 6'7" from Tennessee State, number 14, Anthony Mason. At forward at 6'9" from Virginia Union, number 34, tri-captain, Charles Oakley. And at center at 7 feet from Georgetown, number 33, tri-captain, Patrick Ewing. The head trainer is Mike Saunders. The assistant trainer, Tim Walsh. Assistant coaches, Chip Van Gundy, Don Shady, Bob Salmi, and Jeff Nix. And the head coach of the Knicks, Don Nelson.
Don Nelson so far has enjoyed his stay as head coach of the Knicks. And there's Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets. One of the fun things about the Olajuwon-Ewing rivalry, the two have so much respect for each other. And Olajuwon knows that it's not about individual matchups for the two.
I think what's important for Ewing right now is concentrating to put his team in a position where they have a good home-court advantage for the playoffs, to have a chance for a championship. So that's the only goal, which is for me right now, is also to trip it, is the championship, not the individual battle. Or just play hard, compete, play to win. And I enjoy competing against Patrick. It's been fun for many years.
Mike, I don't know if there ever has been a more gracious superstar in sports. I'm sure there are many at his level, but boy, when you talk about the NBA, he seems at the top in that department.
It's all around the league for sure. As there you see the new uniforms. It'll always be on the road except for the debut. Give the home fans a chance to see the new fashion statements of the NBA, John.
Very nice. Alternate road uniforms.
It's a new catchphrase.
Yes, sometimes we'll see them on the road with the Knicks. And I think they look pretty nice. I mean, what else would you say, right? As an employee of Madison Square Garden. But I happen to be a sports nut when it comes to clothing. And
yes, I'll vouch for that.
I think they look pretty sharp.
Rockets on the violation on the opening tap, so the Knicks will take it out. Of course, traditionalists never like to see any change in basketball. I still like the jump ball after made baskets.
Were you here last night during the NIT, Mike, or were you home with the family?
I was home with the family, sir. Harper and Smith, a good matchup, two veterans. As the Knicks get things underway. This one a two-pointer, and Starks, whose shot selection has been so strong through the first 11 games, starts out with a make.
The Knicks have, excuse me, Mike, Randy Mott and Bruce Bell, I beat you to it there. But the Knicks have been trying to downplay the meaning of this game, not to overreact. Hakeem Olajuwon picking out Chucky Brown on a beautiful old-fashioned give-and-go play. But you know the Knicks are really focused in on this game, perhaps even more so than Houston.
Olajuwon averages just over 2 assists per game, has become a terrific passer as well. And Oakley picks up his first.
You notice Ewing on that play with his hands down. I think he was so ready for an Olajuwon spin move that he had his hands down ready to guard against that.
Chucky Brown can't convert. Brown has been a real surprise for the Rockets. Mason's matched up with Brown to start off. He spotted the double team so well against Cleveland the other night. Shot clock winding down. Nice move from Harper, just can't convert. You're going to pay close attention to Robert Horry, who's had a sensational start. Smith wide open for three. Smith wasn't looking, and they call a goaltend. Denny Smith just wasn't looking, and Oakley spotted it.
Well, the Knicks don't like to do it that often, but the energy level of Oakley, you know, is so high, and he was on target with that full court pass to Derek Harper. Cooley went up for the shot. Kenny Smith shows his jumping ability, but that's 2 points for the Knicks.
Smith is the starter, of course. Sam Cassell, a big-time player for him. Drexler and Mason, excellent matchup to watch. Chucky Brown again. Robert Horry says Brown has been the team MVP. This one from three.
Mason points Starks to go to the corner, kind of directing the offense there after his rebound.
Good ball moving again. Ewing can't handle a pass. Here's where Drexler excels on the break. And Oakley will pick up his second foul. Drexler will shoot two. Even at age 33, he loves the open floor.
When Don Nelson was describing his opponent today, the Houston Rockets, it was all superlatives, as you might guess. And that is based on many, many qualities that this team possesses. And we just witnessed one of them, their ability to move the ball up court quickly, the speed that they possess, and their awareness of each other and where they are on the court.
Drexler always a good free throw shooter, 79% for his career. Talk about guys that have class and people are happy for. You mentioned Olajuwon before. Drexler, the same thing. So many people happy that he got his ring after the trade last February.
One of the most courageous trades I think ever made during a season. Championship team making such a dramatic trade.
Rockets have the early lead. 2 minutes gone by. Ewing goes hard to the basket and one.
Boy, there's a move, Mike, we don't see very often from Patrick. Not only did he drive the ball to the basket, but he drove the ball against perhaps the premier big man in the NBA today. He took it right to Olajuwon, one of the game's great shot blockers and defensive players. What a strong move by Patrick Ewing.
And a chance for a three-point play. The Knicks as a team have hit 22 straight free throws going back a couple of games. They were 16 for 16 against the Cavs, hit their last 6 the game prior. And they have turned it around from the free throw line. Of course, Ewing will miss that one.
Never fails. Patrick didn't go into the shot. He kind of faded away on the release.
Tough matchup for Starks down low. Good defense that time. Olajuwon the fall away.
That's the impossible shot to deal with when Olajuwon fades away.
Knicks trailing 8-6. 2.5 gone by in the first. Starks gets around Horry. Pretty feed to Ewing. With Drexler right in his face, Ewing puts it down. Rockets wasting no time. Wide open three. Horry left open. And so far the Rockets misfiring.
You know, when the shot goes up, the defensive man has to not only identify his opponent, but he's got to put his physical body against it and keep it there. Too many times you'll see players initially box out, and then it's like, well, I did it, and the play continues. Now I'm not doing it, and then they lose their man, and the guy gets inside. Chucky Brown's been effective so far by getting inside. Oakley.
Mason on the double team, deflected. Good hands from Horry up top. 5 on the shot clock. Ewing spots Oakley, and he draws the foul. Let's see if they call it on Brown or Olajuwon. Oakley will shoot 2 regardless, as Ewing finds the open man. So Chucky Brown picks up his first.
Nice look by Patrick Ewing. Oakley getting inside his opponent. Oakley, I think, much prefers passing, but when he cuts like that, he gets terrific scoring opportunities when his teammates are aware of him, as Patrick was.
Oakley in and out. So after all the consecutive free throws, Knicks missed their first 2. Oakley is at 89% for the season, and a recent stretch has been fantastic. He has improved so much on his free throw shooting.
34 of 38 coming in today.
Knicks lead 9-8. 3.5 gone by here in the first. 2 teams with the winning streaks early. Knicks 4 in a row, Rockets 7 straight. The 2 centers isolated, and a foul before the shot. Ewing will pick up his first. He is just impossible to defend one-on-one.
He's so fast, and he doesn't wait very long to get into his move. Here's a look at Olajuwon being battled by Patrick, but he manages to stay in front of Ewing and puts the ball on the floor. You see, the Knicks not sending a double teamer inside. Perhaps they will as the game goes on.
They go right back to Olajuwon. A quick spin move. Drexler's tip won't go, and a loose ball foul called against the Rockets. Houston very active on the offensive boards early. Of course, these 2 have gone at it now. This is for the 19th time in the regular season. See all the numbers between the 2. In terms of wins and losses, Rockets lead at 10-8 in those games.
Well, Olajuwon has the edge in all departments.
Harper for 3. And Oakley goes down hard, as does Horry. And they call it against Robert Horry. Rudy Tomjanovich not very pleased. Second foul on Horry.
You notice Oakley getting a lot of applause here because he hit the floor hard and bounced right up. He doesn't linger looking for any sympathy. Charles losing his balance in that collision.
So both Horry and Oakley with 2 fouls. Elijah won one as well. Oakley wide open three-pointer.
It's only with one rebounder on that play.
Chucky Brown. Again, Robert Ory says Chucky Brown has been their MVP through the first 11 games. Here's a guy that signed a 10-day contract with him last year. Harper creates his own shot and draws the foul. Brown came over to double team. Now we have our first substitution. Mario Ellie will come in for the first time. Ory with his 2 fouls will sit down. Chucky Brown picks up his second personal on that.
Mike, I was talking to Gene Peterson, who was the radio broadcaster, as you know, for the Houston Rockets for over 20 years before the game. And he was saying how in many ways this is training camp for Olajuwon, who had undergone some injuries preseason and also had an elbow operation. Feels he's not in any kind of shape yet. The same for Mark Bryant, who they feel will be a valuable pickup. Is Gene Peterson on the left.
Jim Foley on the right.
Jim, former PR guy turned color man. What a ride he's been on ever since he turned over his duties from PR to radio broadcasting. They've been winning championships. But the feeling is their key man and Bryant are still working their way into top shape.
Harper's 2 free throws gives the Knicks a 1-point lead. Mason shuts him off nicely. Kenny Smith, the three-pointer. Smith, who missed his first 2 from downtown, connects, and the Rockets with a 2-point lead.
Rockets are giving a spacing demonstration here. Kenny Smith waited patiently for that ball, and his teammates know how to find him. Kenny finally delivered one.
Starts the other way, hit his first, and now has missed 2 in a row. And letting Mason guard Drexler all alone. Another 3. Go back-to-back from downtown for the Rockets. They go up by 5. A little over 6.5 remaining here in the first.
Drexler is off to a fine start. Second leading scorer now behind Olajuwon, averaging 18 a game.
Mason against Chilcutt, who came in from the foul line.
That's the range that if Mason goes to it more and is effective like that, he will truly be a monster for opponents.
A 3-point Rocket lead, approaching the midway point of the first. Good ball movement. Ellie for 3. And Oakley did a great job boxing out Olajuwon that time. Harper underneath, and a foul going to be called on Chilcutt. And we'll have timeout. Just under 6 minutes remaining. Knicks trail by 3.
You got it, Oak? All you do, you cut out the whiz bomb, and you save money. Don't take mine, Oak. Nobody beats the whiz.
Ooh, there's a moment in time when the best begin to shine. One for all, take your best shot. Make the moment count. Keep your head held high. Reach the sky.
The Boston Globe calls Federal Hill a winner, invested with detail and freshness, recalling Fellini and Scorsese. Rolling Stone says robustly entertaining with fresh humor and insight. Playboy calls it a Romeo and Juliet for the 90s. Movie Line says Federal Hill recalls Diner and Goodfellas with filmmaking panache. Michael Carente's critically acclaimed Federal Hill.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
The season's just getting started, and the action is better than ever.
Oh, my!
There's only one place to find plays like this.
Here comes Hunter. Buckle up! Butler gets it into Rex Chapman. Rex unloads! Buckle up to one!
So catch all the action on NBA Action.
Oh, you gotta love that action!
Now it's time for the MCS Cannon Quote Book. Hey, listen to this. John Starks on his premonition. A premonition of how we're going to do it, John says. Look at how Houston won. Look at how Chicago won. When Chaney left, Rudy won it. As soon as Doug Collins left the Bulls, Phil Jackson won it. Now Coach Riley left, we're in line. MCS Cannon, let us show you the possibilities And Mike Breen, let us remember these words as the season goes on and see how right John Starks' premonition is.
You saw former coach Don Chaney hoping that his former Rockets coach, I should say, his former team. And he's done a terrific job. He certainly hopes to get back to the NBA Finals in his first year with the Knicks. Well, that's power of positive thinking for John, don't you think?
Right. The life of the NBA. Chaney was replaced by Rudy Tomjanovich February of '92. He was 26-26 at the time. Not bad, right? 500. The prior year, he was the NBA Coach of the Year. Who can figure this out, right?
Absolutely. Although they'll have no second guessing about putting that man in there. Right now, Oakley having some words with the official after hitting the first free throw. Apparently about tucking his shirt in. They feel that it should be tucked in more.
That's interesting. I've never heard that reference before.
With the new uniforms have caused problems already. So they give Oakley a delay of game warning after he hits the first free throw. I don't know what the reasoning behind this is now.
Well, there is a reference point on the belt of the uniform that appears that the official wants to see.
It's a New York City token, or a facsimile of one. The Knicks are going to have to tuck it in so you can see that, I guess. There it is.
Aha.
And now he's been hit with a technical foul. Second delay of game warning. So they hit him with the tee. Nelson's certainly upset. Well, we've seen some bizarre calls with the replacement officials. Kenny Smith able to connect on the technical free throw. This is going to rank right up there.
I would say it borders on the ridiculous to those observers of pro basketball.
I'm trying to think, please let them have another reason for giving out the technical, because that's ludicrous. And he still wants him to take more out. Don Nelson wants a timeout to avoid, I guess, another delay of game. The bizarre on this Thanksgiving weekend here at Madison Square Garden. Actually, now they change it to a 20. Knicks trailing by 3. Just under 6 to play in the first, and Nelson is hot. That's Bruce Bell. Hearing it from Don Nelson right now. He's not saying happy Thanksgiving. Really is quite ridiculous. The officials want to make sure that that token on the belt is visible. And that's the problem. Oakley likes to wear his shirt very loose, as do many of the players. Oakley still with another free throw coming up.
It's a hard one to distinguish as to what button the official is pushing, because Charles' shirt was in.
And the sarcastic cheer, like they do here in New York, better than anywhere. And after all that, Oakley hits the second free throw. Knicks down by 2, just past the midway point of quarter number 1. Kenny Smith, who says this team has the best chemistry he's ever seen, and it continues to get better despite all the wins. Olajuwon, beautiful move.
That's chemistry, huh? Lots of molecules and atoms working of Hakeem Olajuwon. What a spectacular move.
A blink of an eye. Knicks down by 4. 5.5 to play in the first. Ewing tries to find Oakley. Too much traffic underneath. Rockets have had good balance early in the season. They had 8 players in double figures against Indiana on Thursday night. A lot of different guys doing the scoring. Shot clock down to 5. Ellie can't control. Starks with a steal. And John Starks brings the Knicks within 2.
Well, he voted. He had Drexler with a block on his mind, but Drexler gave up once he got to the foul line.
Just under 5 to play in the first. Knicks trailing 19-17.
Olajuwon tipped away by Ewing.
Ewing didn't buy the fake.
Harper for 2. All tied up at 19. Harper's first field goal. Got into this one big time early, John. And that short jumper, that's what makes him so tough to defend, because you have to come out on it.
It's impossible. The dream is impossible.
He's only averaging 21.5 per game. I feel embarrassed saying only averaging. But as John mentioned, he's coming back from the preseason injuries. John Starks. Strong, aggressive move to the hole.
See, if Olajuwon was filling his oats, I think he might have gone for Starks on that. He kind of watched it.
Knicks defense active. And that short jumper doesn't go this time. Harper and Drexler. Left-handed.
What a sensational drive by Harper. Not to be denied.
Rudy Tomjanovich not happy. 3:31 to play. Knicks on an 8-2 run. They lead by 2.
This Friday and Saturday at Nobody Beats the Wiz, start your holiday shopping early with a game that'll save you money. Whiz Bucks are our gift to you.
I'll raise you, and you save $100 with this Whiz Buck.
Starting at 8 a.m. on Friday, you'll save over $2,500 on everything from TVs to camcorders, audio systems to personal computers, and much more.
$200 Whiz Buck.
Look in your local papers for Whiz Bucks. Stores open at 8 a.m. Friday and Saturday. Nobody beats the Wiz.
They thought I was running away. But I was just running. Through the night. Into the light. All I could see was you. No beginning. No end. Escape. Calvin Klein.
In business, you can't always count on an easy road to success. But you can count on AT&T, because only AT&T guarantees you a competitive price. Our 1-800-COMPARE Center will give you an immediate side-by-side price comparison. And we're so sure that our prices are competitive that if you don't agree, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance up to $500. These days, you can't count on much. But you can count on AT&T for the life of your business.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
Saturday afternoon games always brings out the kids at Madison Square Garden. Knicks on an 8-2 run. They lead 23-21.
Well, Hakeem Olajuwon is loosening up. Ewing waited for the move, but the spin made that shot undealable for Patrick Ewing. On the rebound, the Knicks push it out. Ewing to Harper. Harper with his head up. He decides to blow by Clyde Drexler and go to that left hand, which he's done so well this season.
Ellie goes right at Ewing and can't get it to go down. Ball still loose, and Mason's strong hands come away. Right down to Ewing. Choke cuts on him. Now the double. Poor pass on the turnover. Ellie coming the other way. Another poor pass. Oakley's all alone.
Charles didn't mean to hang. He was just picking himself up off the ground after creaming one of the photographers on the last play.
A 10-2 run. Knicks by 4. Just under 3 to play here in the first. Drexler for 3. Mason started down the court, and Drexler able to get his own rebound as Olajuwon just threw Starks to the floor. Especially on those three-pointers, you got to expect those long rebounds. Starks, three-pointer. Knicks starting to find the range. They're now shooting 66% from the field and lead by 5. Mason puts the body on it and starts the rebound.
Drexler is looking like a Portland Trailblazer now with some of these wild shots. refer to his years with the Blazers when he was always criticized for shot selection.
I wonder if the ball's a little wet. Tough to hang on. Ewing, little dipsy doodle. And can't get it to go down. Ellie did a nice job keeping away from the rebound. Knicks by 5, 1:43 remaining in the first. And Smith throws it away. This is exactly what Rudy Tomjanovich has not been happy with his team. He says their passing has been terrible. For a team that's 10-1, he says that passing's been poor.
Look at Hakeem and Starks. Starks will go flying out of this play thanks to the left arm of Olajuwon. John might have put a little dramatic thrust into that thrust of Olajuwon. He didn't get up angry. He was kind of smiling, actually, when he got up.
Well, Don Nelson would be happy to see Starks in there. He wants the guards to help out with the rebounding a little bit more. Harper slips. Sam Cassell has come into the game for Houston. Ewing can't connect. And Cassell comes away with a rebound.
Cassell has picked up where he left off last year. He's been playing tremendous ball for the Rockets off the bench.
Draws the foul. And he'll shoot 2. Ewing blocked it. Rockets wanted a goaltend, but they won't get it. Instead, Harper picks up his first, and Sam Cassell will shoot a couple of free throws. Cassell has already hit the 20-point mark this year 2 times. Last year, he did it 4 times the entire season. And this year, he's averaging 15.5 per game.
He seems to be able to provide anything that the team needs. Last year, he played, by the way, in all 82 regular season games, the only Rocket player to do it. And he had 31 points, Mike, in Game 2 of the NBA Finals against Orlando. What a spectacular performance I know you recall he had against Orlando. He's just getting better and better now in his 3rd season.
Stark sits down as Davis comes in. Of course, everyone remembers 2 years ago in the finals in the big Game 3 when he scored the last 7 points. Eventually, he's going to be a starter. Knicks lead is 3, a little over a minute remaining. Nice back pass for Ewing from Harper. Doesn't hit anything.
A lot of that was because the shot was contested. Good defensive teams do that, and the Rockets are doing it as a habit.
Cassell, pretty pull-up, doesn't have enough on it. Again, another long rebound, but it goes out of bounds.
Well, you see the shot went up, and 3 Knicks just didn't pay any attention to him.
Rockets, like a lot of the teams, even Chicago went through this, their defense always underrated.
Except by their opponents.
Mason against Mark Bryant. Olajuwon gets it in traffic. Clyde Drexler. How many times have we seen that over the years?
He is so beautiful to watch in a transition defense to offensive situation.
Knicks with a 1-point lead. You see about a 3-second differential on the shot clock here at the end of the first quarter.
It's going to be one of those games, in the end, you're going to wish there was another quarter or 2 to go, you know?
Harper makes the move. Bryant the rebound. They've got time to get off a shot. Sam Cassell, it's going to the count. And that will end it. That would have counted if it was good, shall we say. First quarter complete. Knicks lead by 1.
Final call.
We've got to move fast, Kirby. I hope you booked Hertz.
Not exactly, but this company's fast. As fast as Hertz #1 club goal? Not exactly, but they do have a special place to pick up the car. Like Hertz? Not exactly, but it'll be waiting.
Under a canopy?
With the keys in it? Not exactly. And protected from the weather? Not exactly.
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
Counting on that promotion, Kirby? No, not exactly. Ah!
These days, trying to get on top of your financial situation is getting tougher and tougher. What you need is someone with experience and know-how. MetLife can help you get a grip on things and help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays.
Wilson's incredible under $20 leather gift sale. You see, money really is no object. Wilson's, the leather experts. Call 1-800-3-LEATHER for the store nearest you.
If you were to take every honor, every award, everything positive that's been said about the Toyota Camry, and lay them end to end, you'd probably ask yourself, why did I do that? Better to drive one yourself and come up with a few accolades of your own. The 1996 Camry, the gold standard from Toyota.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Toyota. I love what you do for me. Toyota. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. And by Hertz. For business, for pleasure, nobody does it exactly like Hertz.
Well, Mike, at the end of a quarter, you know, here we have an early game today. You wonder how the older guys feel about an early 1 o'clocker. Clyde Drexler, Patrick Ewing. The NBA put out some interesting statistics recently, pointing out the average age at the start of this season of Chicago, Houston, and the Knicks. Chicago, 3-time world champions until Houston came along. Well, Chicago's the oldest team, Houston's second oldest, and the Knicks are right behind them. So there's a message, I guess. Experience and age sometimes is most desirable.
Well, everybody loves to talk about the window of opportunity closing. Houston's 2 guys. You see Drexler, he's 33. Olajuwon's going to be 33 in January. Yet people don't say that the Rockets' window of opportunity is closing. As we begin quarter number 2, Charles Smith has come in for the first time. Chucky Brown tries to go backdoor. Mario Elie. Brown keeping it alive, and Davis comes away. Again, the guards helping out on the boards.
Knicks off to a good shooting start, as you just saw in the first quarter. Much better than the Rockets, 52-44.
A lot of transition baskets, high percentage shots. Ewing double team, still gets the shot off, and Drexler the rebound. Well, that's explosion right there. Doesn't get the points, but the foul on Davis, so Drexler back to the free throw line. Davis's first foul.
Clyde Drexler in his 13th NBA season, showing no sign of being held back by the passing years.
9 points already for Drexler, an 8-time All-Star who's been an All-NBA teamer 4 different times, including first team once, and a year where he was second in the MVP voting. Some great years with Portland.
Last year he played 35 games for Houston and averaged 21 plus. Not to mention the dramatic impact he had on their game.
Then did the same thing in the playoffs, as we're tied at 28, opening minute, second quarter. Ewing's got Bryant on him now. Ewing screaming for a foul, and they call it traveling. Ewing is furious. He felt that Bryant was banging him beforehand and wanted to do something back. Bryant was really putting a body to him.
You know, it's interesting how Patrick reacts to different people. I can't envision him doing that to Olajuwon if Olajuwon was playing him tough, as he has. But Bryant comes off the bench as a different respect level for Mark Bryant, obviously.
Absolutely. Charles Smith now on Drexler. He's going to shoot one way or another. Smith gets a piece of it. Mason trying to set something up for Smith, who has Cassell on him.
Cassell is part of Charles Smith. He's attached to him.
Mason spin move. Won't go down. And Chucky Brown another rebound. Bryant will now try it on Ewing. Bryant, of course, the former Seton Hall Pirate. Pass deflected by Mason. Knicks with good hands down low. Harper draws the foul, won't go, and he'll shoot a couple. They call it on Clyde Drexler. That's going to be his first, as Robert Horry will come back into the game for Houston. Horry had 2 quick fouls in the first and set most of the opening period. Drexler's going to sit down after having a few words for the referees, which is pretty much status quo.
Well, a moment ago, Sam Cassell trying to guard Charles Smith. And as I said, he was attached to Charles, who was trying to be physical and get free, but he couldn't shake the shorter Cassell.
Harper connects. He's 2 for 2 from the line now. 8. Check that. 3 for 3. And 9 total points. Knicks back up by 2. Almost 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Pace seems to have slowed down just a little bit to start the second period. Cassell with a nice move. That one was halfway down.
Boy, energy put forth by Ewing on that play was very impressive. Also coming over the bar to Cassell.
Chucky Brown knocks it away. Boy, Brown has played well. Davis, this is a long three. Brown gets his 4th rebound. Knicks by 2. Cassell pulls up Ewing right in his face, enough to alter it a bit. Smith can't hold on to it. Ball still loose. And Mason comes away. There's the baseball strike to Ewing. That's all strength getting that pass down in a hurry.
Recognition, too, by Mason. Always having the head up, looking at what's going on.
Mario Ellie. Nice baseline move, blocked by Smith. Davis got a 1-on-4, so wisely slows up, although Mason has to come away with a deflection. Charles Smith, the 3. 2-on-1. Brown's down there all alone. And Don Nelson wants timeout. 8.5 remaining, second quarter, and the Knicks lead the Rockets 32-30.
The Maglite flashlight. Brighter, tougher, made in America. Maglite, the perfect gift to brighten the holidays. Maglite.
There's a moment in time when the best begin to shine. One for all, take your best shot. Make the moment count. Keep your head held high. Reach the sky.
The Boston Globe calls Federal Hill a winner, invested with detail and freshness, recalling Fellini and Scorsese. Rolling Stone says robustly entertaining with fresh humor and insight. Playboy calls it a Romeo and Juliet for the 90s. Movie Line says Federal Hill recalls Diner and Goodfellas with filmmaking panache. Michael Carente's critically acclaimed Federal Hill.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
The season's just getting started, and the action is better than ever.
Oh, my!
There's only one place to find plays like this.
Buckle up! Butler gets it into Rex Chapman. Rex unloads! Buckle up to
So catch all the action on NBA Action.
Oh, you gotta love that action!
Following today's game at 4 p.m., catch the finals of the Joe Lapchick Memorial Tournament live from Alumni Hall right here on the MSG Network. The Red Storm of St. John's and the Anteaters of Cal Irvine.
Mason, the beautiful pass to Ewing. And the Knicks lead by 2. Hubert Davis will shoot the technical foul. Mario Ellie was hit with it as the players walked to the benches. Ellie was apparently upset with that blocked shot from Charles Smith. He felt he was hit on it. So Davis cans the Knicks up by 3. And this is the play that bothered him.
Ellie driving hard to the basket. Smith came along and knocked that shot away. It looked pretty clean.
Gary Grant checks in for the first time. Olajuwon's back in. Ewing strong move, and that's the second foul on Olajuwon, who's not pleased with the call. Ewing to shoot 2.
Olajuwon voiced to the official that he got all ball on that play.
Ewing very aggressive in terms of his moves against Hakeem early on, going at him strong.
Yes, at him instead of the fall-away jump shots, Mike, as you mentioned. He's going right to the hoop. Big adjustment in Patrick's game. Patrick comes off a solid game against Cleveland while carrying the team to victory the other day with 26 points, 12 rebounds, 41 minutes of play. He was truly dominant at Cleveland on Wednesday.
So after missing their first 2 free throws, Knicks have now connected. Foul goes against Grant. That'll be his first, team's second. Knicks lead 35-30. This equals their largest lead in the early going. Just over 8 minutes remaining in the second.
Mike, I like the matchup with Grant and Cassell. I mean, they're very similar with their speed and the way they play. Be interesting to see if there's any dominance there.
Olajuwon one-on-one with Ewing. Has to kick it back out. Cassell spinning everywhere but going nowhere that time. Mark Bryant with a tough shot. With Grant and Cassell, 2 guys you'd think could start for some NBA teams. Both backup point guards.
No question.
Knicks with a 3-point lead, just over 7.5 remaining, second quarter. Mason against Bryant. Hubert Davis 3-pointer. And the Rockets will take control.
Hubert thanks Mason for the pass, though, as he comes down court. Don Nelson with a message to Charles Smith as Charles came up court.
3-pointer. And Ewing strong rebound with Bryant on his back. Grant wants to get Mason. Ori on him now. There's the double. Grant flips it back. Ewing didn't expect it. And Grant didn't expect that one either. Shot clock down to 4. Mason with a strong move. Can't get the roll, but he'll go to the line.
That was a very exciting sequence because you just didn't know what was happening next. With all the crazy passing, the Knicks were able to catch the ball.
And they called a foul on Olajuwon, John. That's his third.
Great hustle by the Knicks and finish by Mason.
Olajuwon with 6 points and 2 rebounds will probably finish the first half on the bench with 6:56 remaining in the second quarter in those 3 personals. Mason short on the first, but he has been so strong from the line, just under 80%. And of course, we'll have a special feature coming up for you at halftime. Deb Kaufman with the feature on Anthony Mason. And that is rare that he's missed 2 in a row. He's turned it around, but not that time. Knicks lead is still 3. Brown looks down low for Bryant. Couple of head fakes. Ewing swats it away. Starks tries to feed it to Mason. He claims it was tipped and the officials agree, so the Knicks will take it out of bounds underneath.
Chucky Brown made a terrific play breaking up that pass.
Ewing wants it against Bryant. A quick double team. Charles Smith wide open. Knicks back up by 5. 6:20 to play here in the second. And that's only their second field goal in this period. Both teams having problems scoring here early in the second.
Outstanding look by Ewing.
Good hands and defense from Grant. Starks with another tip. Doesn't stop Ellie though.
Ellie is so strong. At 6'5", that in-between size, which is the end of the career for many aspiring NBA players being 6'5", if they're not a point guard or some kind of forward. This guy has carved out a career with his strength and all-around ability.
Ewing, strong move to the basket and the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Patrick Ewing. Ewing now in double figures with 10. Mark Bryant picks up his first foul.
Well, Ewing again showing the instincts of a true big man. Right to the basket.
So Patrick Ewing completes a 3-point play. Largest lead of the first half for the Knicks. 6-point advantage. Just over 5.5 to play in the second. Grant's done a good job on Cassell. Now he's got to defend Drexler on the switch. Robert Horry, three-pointer, and Horry still has not scored a point. Mark Bryant called for the loose ball foul. Rockets over the limit. Bryant pointing at the official.
Robert Horry has been magnificent for this team in the early going. The last 6 games, averaging over 20 a game. His shooting percentage from the field and three-point range has been spectacular. Plus 8 rebounds a game.
But 0 for 2 today. Only played 4 minutes in the first quarter because of foul woes. Just got back in the game, so he hasn't had a chance. As Ewing connects on the free throw.
Mike, I think that the first half thus far shows a Patrick Ewing that opponents would have to feel is really the superstar Patrick Ewing of the Knicks. He has been tremendous around the defensive end of the court. Very active, sweeping rebounds, very strong, and sure of what he's doing at the offensive end.
He gives the Knicks an 8-point lead with the free throws. 42-34. Cassell and Grant really going at it. He backs all the way in, stripped to the ball, but they call a reach-in foul. That'll be Grant's second. The Knicks' third team foul. And they're going to call it in the act of shooting, so Cassell will shoot a couple.
Cassell pretty strong, backing his way in. He's 6'3" and tough.
He's got a charmed life, Sam Cassell. 2 years in the NBA, 2 rings. That's not bad.
I was looking at one of the rings from last year earlier. I was mentioning Gene Peterson, the radio broadcaster, before. He was waving his around. It's like all gold. Last year's had that Houston Rocket red in it. Very beautiful, proud possession for all those concerned parties. Naturally, those with the Rockets.
That game was at the Garden last year. Cassell, you talk about guys as he hits the free throws, guys who want all their life to play in the playoffs, John. He's played in 44 playoff games in his first 2 years in the NBA. 6-point lead for the Knicks. Starks a 3. Charles Smith tries to keep it alive, but Bryant comes away. We're under 5 minutes to play, second quarter. Starks is guarding Cassell now, pulls up nicely. Ewing another rebound. Starks lost the handle, and it's going to go off one of the Rockets. So it's Nick Ball, 17 still on the shot clock.
Patrick Ewing picked up that loose ball and scared the life out of broadcaster and Houston legend Calvin Murphy. Sitting over here, gave him that fake pass right to the face and then pulled back. Calvin got a big kick out of being recognized.
Ewing, quick turnaround. So Ewing taking advantage of Olajuwon's presence. He's got 15, although, as you see, Murphy.
Somehow I think if we threw Calvin Murphy on the floor in the middle of this, he'd do okay, you know?
Absolutely.
And certainly if he was asked to perform at halftime with his baton where he became famous at Niagara, he'd really be good.
Ewing breaks up the alley-oop. Ellie with a nice feed underneath. And Robert Horry gets his first 2 points of the game. Knicks lead by 6, just under 4 minutes remaining here in the second. Mason trying to post up Ellie. Charles Smith pulls up. Another long rebound.
Ewing wants that ball, and he's making it clear to his teammates.
Starks for 3. Mario Ellie again leading the break. And a foul on the pass off. John Starks called for it. That'll be the 4th team foul, so Houston will take it out. Starks is first. Well, the shots from downtown have not exactly been pouring in. Rockets overall are at 39% total from the field. Ellie gets it off to Bryant, and there's going to be a push on Charles Smith underneath. So Knicks now over the limit. Smith's first foul. Bryant will shoot a couple.
Well, oddly enough, the Rockets and the Knicks are 2 of the better three-point shooting teams in the NBA. The Rockets at the top, both over 40%.
Don Nelson and Rudy Tomjanovich enjoying the marquee matchup early in the season, although I don't think they're actually enjoying today. As Bryant goes to the line, Mark Bryant, of course, from Seton Hall, first 7 years in the league with the Portland Trailblazers, then signed as a free agent back in September with Houston. Jersey guy from Glen Ridge, New Jersey.
Charles Smith happy to be back on the court after missing 2 games. Charles looks very active, and the 2-game absence got rid of that pain in his leg, and he's been crashing the boards well. He hasn't had a lot of success thus far, but he's been actively involved, and if you stay active, good things inevitably will happen.
He's got those 2 blocked shots. Knicks lead is 4, just over 3 minutes remaining in the second. They want to get Mason isolated with Ellie. There's the double team again. They won't let Mason try anything one-on-one. 5 on the shot clock. Ewing puts it up. And Bryant knocks it out of bounds. So the Knicks will take it underneath. And there'll be a timeout on the floor. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the second. Knicks lead the Rockets by 4.
So there's 365 days in a year, 250 of which you're working for the rent, about 98 whole days sleeping, another 6 doing things you don't want to for someone else who doesn't appreciate it, 1 day brushing your teeth, 2 days combing your hair, 3 entire days standing in elevators, and 4 days waiting in line at the DMV, which, believe it or not, leaves only 1 measly day to sit back and have a beer. So make it a great tasting one. And since there's not much time left to work out, make it a light. Amstel Light, a light beer for a heavy world.
Maybe you helped and didn't know it, or were part of it and just forgot. If you joined the American Express Charge Against Hunger over the last 2 years, you made a difference. But the fight isn't over. Every time you use your American Express card, we'll give to Share Our Strength, a leading anti-hunger group. Because now through December 31st, the Charge Against Hunger is on again.
Reach your arms out and help someone.
Well, in the 11 games the Rockets have played this season, not one opponent has shot over 50%. And that's because this team plays solid defense. Here's a little demonstration of contesting a shot. It's not a dramatic play, but Ori is right up on Ewing with his hand up. And believe me, that bothers a shooter. And you'll find a lot of the assistant coaches on the bench. In case of the Knicks, their assistants will sit there and be jotting down messages and things during the game. A lot of that responsibility on one man will be how many contests they have during a quarter. And the Knicks find when they're contesting a lot of shots, their effectiveness as a team is superior than when they're not.
Knicks leading by 4. Charles Smith from 3.
See, now if you're a man sitting in the stands watching Charles coming back from 2 games, and Charles is hearing it now because the only shooting he's been doing has been 20 to 22-foot jump shots. But people want to see the big man working in closer before he goes to those long ones.
2.5 remaining, second quarter. Drexler also back in now. Pulls up Mason right in his face, contests that one, but to no avail. Rockets have scored 6 in a row, and they pull within 2. Drexler's got 12. Bryant is on Mason now. There's the double again. Starks finds some opening, finds Mason again, stripped to the ball by Cassell twice, and they call a reaching foul finally on Cassell, who wanted a 3-second violation called on that one. So Mason's going to shoot the free throws as the Rockets again over the limit. We will discuss that man at halftime. Anthony Mason, subject of the feature by MSG's Deb Kaufman. We'll also have first half highlights. Mike Crispino and Clyde. Walt Frazier will be on hand.
Inside look at Anthony Mason. I'm picturing some kind of scope going down his mouth, you know, so we can see what's inside of him. What makes him tick? What makes him the way he is, you know?
Deb Kaufman did go in depth, so we'll see, John.
I think I had too much turkey, Mike.
So Mason, who's been so strong from the line, finally gets that one to roll in. Knicks up by 3. Rockets have done an excellent job with Olajuwon on the bench with the 3 fouls. Knicks were leading by 3 when he went down, and it's still 3. Bryant gets Oakley up in the air and gets an easy 2. 1 point Knick lead. A little over a minute and a half remaining, first half. It's been a good defensive battle. Both teams a lot of intensity from the get-go on the defensive end. Starks and Drexler finds Mason. Mason bullies his way up and knocks it down on the foul. Ellie picks up the foul. That's his first. Mason right back to the line.
What a tough hoop by Mason. All that upper body strength comes into play on this move. People are hanging on him, and he's just not to be denied. And when he walks back after making a shot like that, he seems to have such disdain for his opponent, you know, and anybody who happens to get in his way.
Well, he puts the Knicks back up by 4 with 1:18 remaining, second quarter. Cassell trying to go coast to coast, offensive foul. Charles Oakley steps in and does the dirty work again. I've never seen anyone smile so much when he hits the floor as Charles Oakley.
Cassell getting in there and got by his man, but then the wall of Oakley was there.
That's the epitome of team defense. As we're approaching 1 minute remaining here in the first half, Knicks by 4. Mason against Bryant. Good pass from Oakley. Hopper wide open for 3. In and out that one as Bryant grabs the board. And Rudy Tomjanovich wants a 20-second timeout. 48 seconds remaining, second quarter. Clyde Drexler and the Rockets trailing by 4. Next Knick game coming up on the MSG network. Will be on Tuesday night. Play the Atlanta Hawks for the first time this season. 7:30 following MCS Canada Knicks game night. They're one of the surprise teams of the league so far in the early going.
Yes, the Hawks have done a nice job. Well, after that collision, Cassell getting up, trying to get up. Charles Oakley lifting up Cassell, who hangs in with Oakley while he gets up. Hard play, but opponents acting civil toward each other, Mike.
You know, you hear so much about about not helping up, and it's got to keep your opponent while the game's on. I don't believe that at all.
So you don't believe in Pat Riley's theory of finding his team $1,500?
No, sir.
The individual, rather, if he helps up an opponent. Yeah?
Drexler wanted a foul. He's not going to get anywhere with it as Mason deflects it out of bounds. It's not an easy assignment. I'm sure Drexler, last thing he wants to do is have to go against Mason all day, who is as good as it comes in terms of one-on-one defense. Three-pointer. And Oakley tips it right to Ellie. Can't put it down, but Oakley called for the foul. Oakley wanted a foul on the rebound. And that's going to be Charles Oakley's third foul. So Mario Ellie to the line. Another local guy for the Houston Rockets. Oakley's going to stay in at least for now with those 3 personals. Ellie, I think, is the only guy that has ever won an NBA championship, a CBA championship, because he misses the first one, and a WBL championship, the World Basketball League. It's an interesting triple.
He, like Anthony Mason, came up the hard way, and he came from Portland to Houston for a 1995 second-round draft pick. Unbelievable. Great move by Houston, particularly when you look at what Ellie did. We'll talk about it later in the playoffs last year.
Knicks lead by 3. And a whistle away from the ball. Offensive foul. John Starks called for it. And that's going to be his second. 17.7 seconds remain here in the first half. Knicks lead by 3. So the shot clock is off. The Rockets will hold it for one final possession. They've got to be pleased with playing without Hakeem Olajuwon much of the second quarter. Ori pulls up and connects. Knicks still have 3.1 remaining. They lead by 1. Harper's got time, lost it off the dribble, and that'll end the first half. Good battle between two of the NBA's best. Halftime here at Madison Square Garden. Knicks lead the Rockets 48-47. We'll have a feature on Anthony Mason coming up. Mike Crispino with highlights and Clyde Frazier.
No one leaves till we solve this one.
Gotta return the page. Gotta return the page. Gotta return the page.
To reply to a page instantly, call 1-800-SkyTel.
It's Shaq like you've never seen him before. Starring in his first NBA video, Shaquille O'Neal Larger Than Life, featuring NBA action footage. Enjoy intimate commentary by the multi-talented Shaq, as well as interviews with his close friends, family, NBA coaches, and players. Also included, an exclusive music video from Shaq Fu to Return. It's the perfect addition to any basketball fan's collection. Shaquille O'Neal Larger Than Life is available wherever NBA videos are sold.
It's Fight Zone. Fighters from the four corners of the world return to the underground fight arena.
Enter the Fight Zone.
Mozart is back from his crushing victory over the GI, and now he has his sights on the island warrior Imua. Don't miss the grudge match of the decade when Spitfire meets his lifelong nemesis, Captain Kick. The most dangerous place on earth is the Fight Zone. Don't miss Fight Zone 8, only $4.95 on direct ticket.
There are times when the game comes down to a single moment, when one pass, one whistle, one play will make the difference. When that time comes, it's your job to weigh the risk and reward of a single decision. The pressure, possibility of the moment, that's why you do what you do. That's why you coach. And when it's over, it's over. Until tomorrow.
Is this your first time in Blackpool?
Critics rave Funny Bones is a captivating comic gem.
He's brilliant!
Terrific.
You can't shock me.
Zany.
Have you lived here all your life? Not yet.
A delight.
I love this town.
Filled with wonderful performances. Oliver Platt.
Did I say something funny?
And Jerry Lewis. Funny Bones. Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
I have to go to the bank. You know, I started at one bank and they merged with another bank. So I left Bank 2 and I went to Bank 3.
Did you make a left?
Get this, Bank 3 merged with Bank 1. So I'm back where I don't know them and they don't know me and I didn't want to be there.
Watch it!
So I went to Citibank. They opened my account, no hassles. I even got a working Citi card right on the spot. That's what I love about New York. I can bank where I want.
The city never sleeps.
Schedule a meeting. Take the shuttle, then cross your fingers. Schedule a meeting. Take Amtrak's Metroliner, then cross your legs. Metroliner, the smarter shuttle.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
We're back at Madison Square Garden where the Knicks lead the two-time defending champion Houston Rockets 48-47 in a special matinee performance here at Madison Square Garden. And the Knicks led by Patrick Ewing with 15. He had 11 in the second quarter. Hakeem Olajuwon 6 in the first half. He had 3 personal fouls and missed the last 7 minutes of the first half. We've been talking about Anthony Mason and his emergence as a star player. Here's Deb Kaufman now with more.
On a veteran Knick team, Anthony Mason is doing his part to make everything old seem new again. He won last year's Sixth Man Award, but now he is a starter. He also has a new position, point forward. Taking advantage of his quickness and versatility, Mason is doing more of something he has always done well, handle the basketball. He has a new free throw style, shooting from the stripe with only one hand. And of course, he's got a new deal. One thing that hasn't changed, though, is his intensity. The familiar volatility got him thrown out of the Garden opener. But he is now more offensive-minded, a true triple threat, and is averaging more than 13 points, 8 rebounds, and a team-leading 5.5 assists. Mason feels that the new role is something he can handle.
Well, it's a role that's somewhat foreign to me and somewhat familiar. At times, you know, Pat Riley let me handle the ball and initiate the plays. In this system, I'm going to be holding the ball a lot more than, you know, in Pat Riley's system. So it's going to take some getting used to, but I'm up for the challenge. I'm always been the type that stepped up to the challenge and, you know, did the best I could.
Anthony Mason has the ability to score some. I don't think he's a 20-point scorer yet, but I think that he can do a lot of creative things to get other people easy shots.
By now you know Mason's gamble, turning down a 3-year, $9 million deal. He raised eyebrows and his own expectations, but was rewarded with twice the years and 3 times the money.
It feels good that we was able to come to an agreement such a quick amount of time and such a smooth situation. You know, it wasn't no bad words or no war words going on. It was a smooth negotiation, and we got that done. Now we all directed it towards basketball. Everybody can put their mind on the court and come out and do what they have to do.
Don Nelson has always been known as a player's coach, and so far he's living up to his reputation. While Mason considered playing for Pat Riley as a free agent in Miami, the two of them were often at odds in New York. So far, Mason and Nelson have a much more even relationship, and the native of Springfield Gardens is glad he stayed home.
It gives you a warm welcome. When you go in to talk to him, it's a different feeling. You're more relaxed. You feel that you can speak to him about anything. You know, with Coach Riley, sometimes you just held back some things you wanted to say. You just kept them to yourself. It wasn't the same feeling of an open door like that, like it is here.
Mason never holds back on the court, especially when he's playing defense. A relentless pursuer, he usually draws the toughest assignments, being asked to guard the opponent's leading scorer. Mason may be the Knicks' best defender, but he's definitely not their best shooter. Other teams don't have to respect his outside shot. Before the season started, Patrick Ewing stirred up some controversy. He spoke out about the Knicks' need for a consistent outside shooter. Ewing politely suggested that Mason may not be capable of filling the role of a traditional small forward.
I don't think about, you know, none of that. I play with the abilities I have, with the talents that God's given me, and I make the best of that. And so far, it's been working for me my last, 4 or 5 years. So I don't worry about, nobody else's opinion.
Mason's opinion, on the other hand, that there isn't a superstar on the team, is a dig at Patrick Ewing.
I don't think this team does have a superstar person that you would figure let's Joe ride his back and, he'll carry us to the promised land. I think this team has to play together. They have to come as one and be on the same page in order for us to be successful. We don't have a person that just, we're not playing well, let's just let him do it all. I don't think we have that. That's my opinion.
Mason has always been outspoken, often at the least opportune moment, like the game against Phoenix. The difference this year is that he realizes it.
Sometimes I get into conflicts when I'm become verbal. I guess I haven't learned how to be verbal in a nice way yet, but I guess I'll get there one day.
Mason must be thankful to have found a new place in an old familiar one.
Need a break?
Yeah!
Well, come on! The Monopoly game is bigger, better, and back at McDonald's. Just order any of these McDonald's food favorites to get your game piece. Win instantly, or collect and win. Cruises, Dodge Vipers, cash, $1 million.
Wow! Sega Saturn with the Daytona USA game.
With over 100 million new prizes, this is your best holiday break ever.
I won!
You
had your break today.
How does Minolta stay on top?
Do you think that I'd zoom to Bora Bora without my new Explorer?
I can keep my little girl at any age with Minolta's Freedom Family Zoom.
I ain't know about being #1, and the Max I'm through in the SI keeps Minolta on top.
This Minolta Compact can't zoom to 140 millimeters? I lied.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Buy the Action Zoom, and you've joined Club Minolta.
Hustling and bustling for this season's best values can be a breeze if you shop with this, the Big Payback Value Book, and this, your Discover Card. You can get over $170 in cash rebates on top name brand gifts for the holidays. Just send us your receipts. And you can wrap up big savings without all the runaround. It pays to discover the card with the big payback. Look in the mail for your value book today.
Nobody does it like you.
For high traffic areas, now there's the deep cleaning power of the new Hoover Steam Vac Deluxe with 5-brush agitator.
Nobody does it like you.
Boom, laka, 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 boom, laka, laka, laka.
I wanna take you higher. Knicks on MSG will take you higher.
You've done it over and over again, in practice, in your mind. Focus. Now it's all there, the balance, the elbow, the follow-through. Focus. You can tell as it leaves your hand. It's so right. Your teammates anticipate it, and your opponent, he fears it, because he knows that there will be no rebound.
Here I come!
He's got the moves.
Are you some kind of idiot?
The look. The brains.
Oh, really, Ford? Really?
But to get his inheritance, he needs a diploma.
I can do this if I set my mind to it.
Class, say hello to Billy Madison.
Adam Sandler.
Now you're all in big trouble.
Billy Madison.
You want some more of that? I didn't think so!
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Some of our announcers' clothing is furnished by Harry Ellis Menswear.
Back at the Garden, Mike Crispino joined by Walt Frazier. The Knicks led by as many as 8 here in the second quarter, Clyde. And without Elijah in the game for about 7 minutes in that second quarter, they only have a 1-point lead at halftime.
Right. Ewing did erupt late in the second quarter. Brian at 6'9" was no match for Patrick, so he came out the leading scorer.
But Elijah being out with 3 personals, and Houston maintained within 1 point of the lead. So they're in pretty good shape. The highlights tonight brought to you by Minolta, the official camera of the Garden. And we'll take a look at the Knicks fast break, Clyde, beginning with the outlet from Oakley off the rebound.
Yeah, early on the Knicks were running and stunning the Rockets. The defense was swarming. The Rockets were late getting back. Harper continues to be outstanding. He will wheel and deal here off the glass. Drexler with the Matador D.
That was part of a 10-2 run by the Knicks. They took the lead late in the first quarter, 23-21. Then they went inside to the big guy.
Yeah, Brian 6'9", 245. Ewing beating him to the hoop, and he will shoot one as well.
And Houston looking for offense with Elijah out of there. Found it with good ball movement.
Dazzling pass, and Ori has been magnificent from downtown. This time came in about 15 feet away to drill the jumper.
And that's the way it is right now. The Knicks a 1-point lead, 48-47. We'll be back with the second half on MSG after these words.
As the official airline of the 1996 Olympic Games, Delta has created an event just for business travelers, the International Dash. With 4,900 daily flights to 300 cities, we'll fly you to the business world with a schedule that's as full as yours. And we don't do it so we can finish first. We do it so you can. Delta Airlines.
This Friday and Saturday at Nobody Beats the Wiz, start your holiday shopping early with a game that'll save you money. Whiz Bucks are our gift to you.
I'll raise you, and you save $100 with this Whiz Buck.
Starting at 8 a.m. on Friday, you'll save over $2,500 on everything from TVs to camcorders, audio systems to personal computers, and much more.
$200 Whiz Buck.
Look in your local papers for Whiz Bucks. Stores open at 8 a.m. Friday and Saturday. Nobody beats the Whiz.
And now Mobil presents our sleek new nozzles. They're easier to use and 30% faster. Pick one up today.
If you got a beard, we've got your number. The adjustable Maverick Beard and Mustache Trimmer with 6 different settings. Man, does this do a number on beards. Maverick from Norelco.
Did you ever wonder how silly life is? When you're 80, what's it gonna matter if you took off one Wednesday, played the tuba, and had a beer? If you work every night until midnight for 45 years, do you get your own cloud? Or an imitation gold-painted pen? Of course, you might invent the formula for the breakdown of nuclear waste and retire at 29. Who knows? One thing's for sure, you're special. A 1 in a million, which means there's 1,000 people just like you in China. Just something to discuss over your next great-tasting Amstel Light. A light beer for a heavy world.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Mobile Super Plus Detergent Gasoline. Mobile, how can we help you? And by Coca-Cola. Always jammin', always Coca-Cola.
Back in the Garden, where two of the league's best defensive teams have done a nice job so far. Let's go to Mike Green and John Andres.
Thank you, Mike Crispino. Knicks with the 1-point lead, and the matchup between the centers, Olajuwon with the subpar first half. He had foul problems, played only 14 minutes, just 6 points and 2 rebounds, whereas Ewing played well while Olajuwon was in the game, and certainly when he went out as well. Some of the statistics from the first half. The defense, the reason for the field goal shooting, and you see the 3-point percentage certainly way low, but the defense intensity right there from the get-go, John.
Yes, it picked up heavily, Mike, in the second quarter after both teams shot the ball well early. And the Rockets leading the Knicks in the rebounding department. Knicks doing a much better job in some other areas, including fast break points. The Knicks running very well. They're up for this game. And the feeling is that, you know, from Don Nelson and his coaching staff standpoint, the Knicks should be up a little more because they played a very active, hard first half. You can see these two opponents
reintroduced themselves,
showing their good spirit between them. Hard competitors. The game will start and they'll be going hard at each other, but there's a lot of mutual respect between Olajuwon and Patrick Ewing.
And Olajuwon with 3 fouls. Oakley the only Knick with 3, except for John Starks, who just picked up his 3rd right there. The hand check. Knicks' largest lead in that first half was 8. Rockets led by as many as 5. As we open up quarter number 3. Olajuwon one-on-one. Can't get the roll. Robert Horry with the follow.
John Starks is matched up with Horry. Horry is 6'10", and which even further dramatizes the importance of Starks staying in front of him physically.
Derek Harper trying to create his own shot and does. 2-pointer for Harper. So the Knicks back up by 1. Drexler and Mason have gone at a pretty good first half. Wild shot from Drexler. Mason called for the foul. And Drexler lucky. That was not a good shot. First foul on Mason. So Drexler would go to the line. He was 3 of 4 from there in the first half. 12 total points, 5 rebounds for the veteran.
So last year in February, the Houston Rockets make the big trade, sending their power forward Otis Thorpe to Portland for Clyde Drexler. I think the basketball world and even the fans of Houston shook their heads with doubt. Couldn't believe they made such a dramatic trade after winning a championship with Otis Thorpe.
And how could they win without the rebounding Thorpe? They needed the boards. They were going to get crunched on the boards in the playoffs.
What a courageous trade, and how right they were.
Drexler connects. What people forget is Houston last year, regular season, they won only 47 games. They were a 6th seed.
I think, going into the playoffs, there's no way anybody would see that they would be in the NBA Finals, much less do what they did in such dramatic fashion while beating Orlando in 4.
Shot clock down to 5. Starks tries to get away from the double team. Harper wide open for 3. Air ball and a 24-second violation. Harper's got 12 points, but from long distance, he's now 0 for 3. Knicks trailing by 1. About 90 seconds gone by here in the 3rd. Nice give and go. Kenny Smith off the glass. Drexler with a beautiful feed. Ewing is fouled on the entry pass, and Olajuwon just picked up his 4th foul. What a big call.
He moved Ewing out of position. He pushed him pretty hard from behind. And of course, the difficulty for officials and players is understanding the consistency of what the calls are going to be.
They go right back to Ewing. He'll certainly get double teamed. Harper, three-pointer. And Derek Harper from downtown. Knicks have tied it up at 53. Harper now 15 on the afternoon. 2 minutes gone by here in the third. Olajuwon, it's called for traveling. Ewing has done an excellent job on him at both ends of the floor. He's putting a body on him on defense. And that's it for Hakeem, at least for a while. He sits down with the 4 fouls. Mark Bryant back in.
It wouldn't surprise me, Mike, if he doesn't sit out the rest of the quarter. This opens the door for the Knicks.
Ewing and Bryant, there's the double team. Ewing may have gotten away with a double dribble that time. Mason, couple of head fakes and an offensive foul for lowering the shoulder. So Mason called for his second. Game tied at 53.
Mason wants to go to that left hand, and he powers his way into the defense. Defense has their own right, their own room that they're allowed to have. Mike, I know you know that better than me because you're a former official.
That's still the toughest call, but you've got to give the defense a little play, and that's changed in the last few years.
Is that CYO officiating for you?
It felt like that a lot. Drexler and Smith able to get it off of Harper's leg.
No, I'm just kidding. Now, you did a pretty high level of officiating.
Got up to the junior college level, yeah. There are a lot of people that said nasty things to me for a lot of years, John.
And then the invitation to make Walt Frazier your best friend was just too much to turn down, right?
Absolutely. Drexler, wild shot, almost goes down. And Ewing finally able to control it. Kenny Smith with a bump on Harper. Starks didn't hear the whistle, but the defensive intensity continues here in the third quarter, John. Smith's first foul and the team's second. Ewing against Bryant. There comes Ori for the double team. Ewing finds Harper. Now Mason one-on-one with Brown. Oakley's wide open. Two-pointer for Oakland. Good ball movement.
See, that's a vote that the Houston team makes, where they're going to send a double team from, where the ball is most likely to move, and the Rockets are happy to have a Charles Oakley take the jump shot, only they haven't been watching closely enough because Charles has been hitting from that range.
Ori is double team. Pass deflected. Kenny Smith for the jumper. And the game tied again at 55. 3.5 gone by here in the third. Stark strong move, but he gets called for the offensive as Bryant gets up position. And Starks quickly now has 4 personals.
John is so desirous of soaring to the basket and getting loose. And his energy level and desire is overcoming his good basketball judgment, or what should be good basketball judgment. He's forcing.
So he'll sit down. Starks 9 points, has 4 assists. Hubert Davis will check in. Knicks and Rockets all leaving at 55. Still early here in the third quarter. Chucky Brown with the jump shot. Tell you what, he's impressive. Chucky Brown with 10 points, 4 rebounds, and he's been very aggressive on defense. Ewing with a quick move this time, leans in, now finds Oakley. Hubert Davis wide open for 3. Davis can't connect. Mason the offensive rebound. And again, they try and go through Mason. Drives underneath, quick shot is good. Knicks and Rockets even at 57. Just over 7.5 remaining, third quarter. Hubert Davis is on Ori, so they immediately double team when he gets it. 7 on the shot clock. Ori, nice feed to Brown. Lost the handle. Ori takes it away from Davis, and he's stripped, and the shot clock will expire. Tell you what, John, a lot of mishandling of the ball. I don't know if it's slippery or what, but we've seen an awful lot of that today.
Both teams are forcing with their double teaming, quick passing. And the players on both teams are trying to get rid of the ball quickly. Charles Oakley from out high.
Davis's tip won't go after a collision on the floor. Drexler, nice behind the back to Chucky Brown. Beautiful pass from Clyde Drexler. And a big smile as he goes down the other end of the floor.
Clyde might have gotten away with a palm as he came up court. I wonder if that's part of his smile, knowing he got away with something.
Davis to Mason. Knicks down by 2, and a bump is called against the Houston Rockets and Chucky Brown. 6:46 remaining in the third. Knicks trail by 2.
When it's 120 degrees on the track and it feels like 300 in the suit. There's only one way to drink the Coca-Cola 1 liter. Ice cold and inverted. Need a pit stop? Grab the 1 liter in the genuine Coca-Cola bottle.
Who sees life the way you see it? That's what makes us individuals. And the more we understand you, the more we can help. Whether you're thinking about a home or your future. And the more we know our client's business, the more solutions we bring to the table. For nearly 200 years, Chase has seen everyone as individuals, which makes every experience a more profitable one. Chase Manhattan. Profit from the experience.
Knicks lead Rudy T and the Rockets. Well, actually, they trail by 2, 59-57, 6:46 remaining in the third. And Tomjanovich has an interesting analogy in talking about his 2 championship teams.
Well, they're both very important, but a lot of people ask me to compare them and which one did you like better, which team did you like better, and I love them both. And I look at it like it's you have 2 kids. And you love them both the same, but they all have their own individual, unique characteristics.
I'm sure he's proud of both his children.
He's in his 26th year as a member of this franchise. Player, coach. He's married to the Houston Rockets.
Oakley's hit a couple of jumpers here in the third quarter, and the game's tied again at 59. Oakley now with 9. Kenny Smith and Harper. And again, they try and post up Borey with Davis on him. Illegal defense against the Knicks. That'll be their first, so just a warning. Rockets will take it out. We've seen a lot with replacement officials as Don Nelson looks on that some call the illegal defense all the time and others don't. And Mark Bryant getting some time out there. Hakeem Olajuwon on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Has not played that much this afternoon. Or a double. Chucky Brown passes up the jumper and makes a nice move to the hoop.
The better part of the last couple of seasons, Chucky Brown's been in the CBA. He joined the Rockets late last season, and he's become quite valuable.
Hubert Davis can't connect, and Brown knocks it out of bounds. Knicks will have it. Chucky Brown signed a 10-day contract with him last year and played well enough where he got a multi-year deal this September. So Charles Smith comes back in. Davis will sit down. Knicks going with Mason, Ewing, Oakley, and Smith. So 4 big guys on the floor along with Harper. Ewing is fouled, hacked as he went across the lane. Both Horry and Bryant were there. Bryant will pick up his 3rd foul, so Ewing back to the free throw line.
Boy, when Ewing moves that quickly, it's hard not to foul him. If you're a help player coming over to help who's guarding him, and he's moving like that, Patrick is going to get something positive out of that play.
There's his first point of the third quarter after, as you saw, that big first half with 15. He's now 6 of 7 from the line. And the game tied for the 6th time this quarter. Knicks and Rockets even at 61. 5:45 remaining here in this third. Kenny Smith with all he can handle with Harper there. Now Drexler, they try and clear out with him and Mason. Drexler with a baseline move. And a whistle and a foul called. Mason quickly picks up his third. And Drexler will shoot more free throws. Drexler's one of those guys, John, to me he's always looked older. I mean, I know it's, for him this is his 13th year in the league and he's 33, but he's looked like this way for the past 10 years as he hits the first free throw. Yet it's obvious that he still has his legs.
Yes, he looks in fine form. And over those 13 years, as you mentioned, Mike, the average is 20.8 per game. And the consistency has been amazing throughout those years, year in and year out.
Mark Bryant keeps it alive. Rockets lead by 1. Good defense from Oakley. And he threw it away. And Oakley's defense, the key right there, as Brown got a little flustered.
Charles Oakley made him back up, and then he hurriedly got rid of the ball into the stands.
62-61, Knicks down by 1. This one has been close throughout. Largest lead by either team has been 8. Knicks had that. Charles Smith, strong move to the basket.
Well, that's Charles Smith using his advantages, size and strength underneath.
Drexler and Mason again. Knicks lead it 63-62. Drexler with a 2-pointer, and Oakley runs down the rebound. Harper, 3-pointer. Derek Harper from downtown. Knicks up by 4. Harper now with 18 points. Chucky Brown left open, but Ewing contests the shot. Mark Bryant, another offensive rebound and the putback. Mason felt he got pushed as he stares at the official on his way up the floor. Knicks by 2. They want to get it to Smith, who's being guarded by Drexler right now. And there's a foul on Drexler on the entry pass. So his second, and the team over the limit. Charles Smith will shoot free throws.
Rockets are getting a look at the new look Knicks offense now with Ewing out high a lot throughout this game. Patrick has been delivering passes in that high position with Charles Smith working down low now.
Smith shooting 70% from the line for the year. Shot 79% last year. That a career high. He says his goal, he's never shot 80% from the free throw line on any level. That being high school, college, pro. Came real close last year as he hits the first one.
Charles's goal, though, is to take that number, that new number 6. It was 54 last year, and turn that into the 6th man award now that he's in that role as Anthony Mason did last year.
Smith has 6. The Knicks by 4. Just under 4 to play in the third. Again, they isolate with Mason. Drexler kicks it out. Kenny Smith, quick 3-pointer. And Kenny Smith, always in amongst the leaders in 3-point field goals, connects and makes it a 1-point Knick lead. 11 for Kenny Smith. Oakley finds Mason. Brown guarding in. Mason, strong move, quick shot. Can't go down, and Brown a rebound. That's the shot they want. Smith gets up on Horry. Third block of the game for Charles Smith. Twice he's done that on Horry. And the Knicks will set it up again, looking to get Smith against Drexler.
Chucky Brown is allowing Mason to have a lot of room when he's outside, but when Mason gets inside, there's nothing Brown can do to stop him.
Mason now with 10 points. Knicks back up by 3. And Rudy Tomjanovich wants timeout. 2:48 remaining, third quarter at Madison Square Garden. Knicks lead the Rockets 70-67.
You got it, all you do, you cut out the whiz bump and you save money. Don't take mine, Nobody beats the whiz.
There's a moment in time when the best begin to shine. One for all, take your best shot. Make the moment count. Keep your head held high. Reach the sky.
The Boston Globe calls Federal Hill a winner, invested with detail and freshness, recalling Fellini and Scorsese. Rolling Stone says robustly entertaining with fresh humor and insight. Playboy calls it a Romeo and Juliet for the 90s. Movie Line says Federal Hill recalls Diner and Goodfellas with filmmaking panache. Michael Carente's critically acclaimed Federal Hill.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
The season's just getting started, and the action is better than ever.
Oh, my!
There's only one place to find plays like this.
Buckle up!
Butler gets it into Rex Chapman. Rex unloads. So catch all the action on NBA Action.
Oh, you gotta love that action!
Well, following this game, the Knicks will look forward to next Tuesday here at Madison Square Garden. Our Delta Airlines upcoming schedule has the Hawks coming in Tuesday night, MCS Cannon game night at 7. Wednesday, the Knicks go down to Charlotte. See what's going on there with the new-look Charlotte Hornets. And Saturday, the Philadelphia 76ers will host the New York Knicks.
Chris Callaway of the New York Giants. Amongst those on hand this afternoon. Knicks lead by 3, 2:45 to play. Third quarter. Knicks with a big lineup, just one guard. Harper's out there. As Drexler trying to operate on Mason. 8 on the shot clock. Mark Bryant will try and go against Ewing. And a whistle. And they call Ewing for a foul. So Patrick Ewing picks up his second. 2.5 to play here in the third. 14 foul. And they call it before the shot, so the Rockets will take it out. Interesting lineup, John, with Smith and Oakley, Mason, Ewing, and just the one guard. We've seen 3 guards and even 4.
Knicks with a very big lineup that the Houston Rockets have to match with Olajuwon on the bench most of this quarter.
After that foul from Harper, which he obviously felt was a touch foul, Knicks over the limit, so Kenny Smith will shoot the free throws. And he continues to sit on the bench. Played all of the first quarter, 2 minutes in the second because of foul woes, and then quickly picked up his 4th in the third. Kenny Smith, an excellent free throw shooter, 82% for his career. Another local guy from Archbishop Malloy in Queens. Can't get the next one to go down. Knicks lead by 2. Just under 2.5 to play, third quarter. Drexler's now on Oakley as they make a switch, or he's on Smith. Mason, quick move to the basket, can't get it to go down. Smith picks up the loose ball. Allen won't try to go for Ewing. Ewing quickly double team, finds Oakley cutting to the basket, and he's fouled on the pass by Drexler. Rockets over the limit as Drexler picks up his 3rd, and Oakley will go back to the line.
Drexler's somewhat mystified. I think Charles Oakley lost his balance and succeeded in making it look like he was fouled.
Don Nelson and Jeff Van Gundy to his right. As Oakley 3 or 4 from the line. Those are his numbers for the afternoon.
Jeff Van Gundy that you mentioned, Mike, received a lot of visible support from Don Nelson after the game in Cleveland the other night. Don came out and talked about the game as he does to the press, and the first thing he talked about was how important Jeff Van Gundy has been to him and to the Knicks. Quite a generous statement by Don Nelson about how valuable Jeff has been.
Oakley hits a second. Not be surprised to see Van Gundy, the head coach in the league, before long. as Drexler, strong move. Mason couldn't stop him there. And it's again a 2-point game with 1:45 remaining in the third. 17 points for Clyde Drexler. Knicks stick with his tall lineup. Harper, three-pointer won't go. Drexler, good boxing out of Oakley to grab that board. And again they isolate. A pull-up this time. Long rebound taken by Chucky Brown. Robert Horry had a notion about a long three and goes straight to the basket. Strong move from Robert Horry.
How about the timing of the Rocket teammates of Horry clearing out the left side when they saw him with Charles Smith, knowing that he could move as quickly as he could.
The game tied again. Ewing against Bryant on the baseline. Oakley's tip won't go. Horry a quick outlet to Smith. Clyde Drexler, and he can't get it to go down. Got a bit too fancy. Knicks with a 3-on-1. Harper to Oakley. And the Knicks go back up by 2.
What a deceptive delivery by Harper.
Half minute to play in the third. Kenny Smith stripped from behind by Harper. 74-72. Knicks in front. That's your time remaining here in the third. About a 3-second differential on the shot clock, as you see. Crowd again trying to get the Knicks in gear. Now Harper with his move on Kenny Smith. He's doubled, finds Oakley. Charles Smith open, three-pointer, and it won't go. And it's Rockets ball. Everybody kind of stood around. I think the Rockets thought that the shot clock had expired, but the official didn't call the violation. It was awfully close. Brown from half court. And that will end quarter number 3. A close one throughout. Knicks lead the Rockets 74-72.
The Bud Light Amateur Beach Challenge. They're lean. They're mean.
Ooh, they're killing us. Yeah. How about 2 out of 3?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
What's wrong with her?
Make it a Bud Light.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
The new Hoover Steam Vac Deluxe deep cleans high traffic areas better than ever. With exclusive 5-brush agitation, it washes, extracts, deep cleans, and it leaves carpets twice as dry as our leading power brush competitor.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Hey, New York, what do you really want for Christmas?
Hair. I really want to go see my boyfriend.
I want all my family together.
What I really want for Christmas, a new car.
I'd like a wedding.
Give Holiday Grab Bag. With 5 games to play and a top prize of $25,000, you can give them a chance to get what they really want.
Ooh, I fly all my family from Italy.
Honey, I'm on my way.
The Holiday Instant Cash Games from the New York Lottery.
Happy holidays!
The Maglite flashlight. Brighter, tougher, made in America. Maglite, the perfect gift to brighten the holidays. Maglite.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by New York State Lottery. Play New York Lotto and you could win millions of dollars. Hey, you never know. And by your Tri-State GMC truck dealers, the strength of experience. Fourth quarter set to begin. Madison Square Garden. Knicks lead the Rockets 74-72. 133rd consecutive sellout, including the likes of actor Matt Dillon, signing some autographs early. Of course, some of the usuals. Season ticket holder Woody Allen. Former Knick Dave DeBusschere enjoying the festivities. And Mike Crispino also has a surprise guest seated somewhere. Mike?
Thank you, Michael. I'm here with the Giant running back Rodney Hampton, and I just noticed that Callaway Chris Calloway, your teammates got the front row seat. How did that happen?
Well, he the man, you know. I have a lot of guys. I brought my guys from Houston, my friends. They wanted to come to the game, so, you know, we just have to be in the game. You know?
So you had to buy 4 tickets, and Calloway got to go for nothing. Look at him over there. Front row, Calloway.
He the man, you know. But
big game tomorrow. You got the Bears. I know you guys have flickering playoff hopes, but I guess if mathematically there was a miracle to happen, you could win them all and get there. How do you start by beating Chicago?
I just go out and play hard and don't turn over the football and don't make no mistakes. And we do that, we'll have a good chance of winning the football game tomorrow.
Weather-wise, looks like you might have a good day. 50 degrees. You're going to go in the short sleeves or what?
Oh yeah, I always have to go in short sleeve. I go in long sleeve. I don't want to be dropping the ball on the carpet, so no matter how cold it'll be, I'm gonna have to go with the short sleeve.
All right, Rodney Hampton, best of luck tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Mike Breen, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Olajuwon back in the game. Can't connect. Mark Bryant with the rebound. Bryant has really played well off the bench with Olajuwon having foul woes the entire afternoon. Bryant, strong move, can't get it to go. Oakley the rebound. 6 boards for Charles Oakley. So Gary Grant back in. Oakley give and go. Stripped to the ball, knocked out of bounds. It's still going to be Nick Ball. Oakley wanted a foul. (74-72). Knicks by 2, opening minute here in the 4th. And Mason has to throw it up top to Grant. Bryant has done a good job on Ewing. Patrick Ewing, quick turnaround, won't go. Rebound, Drexler tipped it out of Mason's hand. And the Rockets regain.
Seems every Knicks shooter is met with a hand in the face.
Drexler and Mason, this is where they've run the offense through. Good hands this time. Drexler spins, forces up the shot, no good. Excellent defense from Anthony Mason.
Drexler has forced a number of shots today.
Charles Smith with the jump shot.
The mumbling in the crowd as Charles lines up the jumper is followed with cheers as that ball splashes through the net.
Smith has 8 points, also has 2 block shots. Check that, 3 block shots. Knicks by 4. Olajuwon can't get it to go. Grant throws it ahead to Smith. Goes underneath, he's fouled. And Ori throws Smith to the ground. Smith went down hard.
He just lost his balance, Mike.
And Ori may have had some discipline coming against him. Whether or not it's a flagrant foul or he's been ejected from the game.
Meanwhile, Charles Smith bounced up. He's fine.
Ori has been ejected. So Smith will shoot the free throws, but Robert Ori is gone.
Quite honestly, Mike, it looked to me like Smith lost his balance.
Ori has had a rough afternoon, just 8 points. Been in foul trouble early on. And the Rocket coaching staff not happy with this decision, but he's going back to the locker room.
Well, the official had a good view of the situation. The officials are also very desirous of coming off as strong and in control of games. It was a tough ball that Charles took. We'll take another look at it.
Smith hits the first free throw.
Charles in a breakaway.
Now, see at the end there, John, it looked like he threw him down.
His arm came over Charles, yes. Another look at it.
Yeah, that just at the end there.
It did come over him. I personally don't think it was a flagrant foul, however, but it looked that way, the way Charles fell down.
See, I think he's fine until the very end, and then it looks like he really shoves him at the end. So the flagrant foul, the Knicks get it back after the 2 free throws made by Smith. And illegal defense called against the Knicks. Check that against the Rockets there first. Nobody heard the whistle out. The P in the whistle apparently isn't working. This has happened a couple of times with that one referee.
The P in the whistle. That's that little...
Ewing, quick turnaround shot. Gets a second chance and a goaltend called against Olajuwon. Knicks now on an 8-0 run. They've equaled their largest lead. It's 80-72. The only former officials know the...
I didn't mean to distract you, Mike, but every whistle has a little P in it.
Yes, sir. Well, some of them don't anymore. The new advanced terms of technology, it's amazing what they do with whistles. Knicks lead by 8. Still early in the fourth. Olajuwon, nice head fake and the foul. Chance for a three-point play. So Olajuwon now with 8 points. Grant picks up his third foul.
Well, here's a look at the assortment of moves that Olajuwon can present to Patrick Ewing. Actually, for him, that was kind of a slow delivery.
Olajuwon now with 9. Hakeem has a streak of 258 straight games scoring in double figures. He just needs one more. He's been saddled with foul problems the whole afternoon. Knicks lead is 5. Grant, three-pointer. Ewing gets the rebound. That's the 7th offensive rebound for the Knicks.
Ewing has been so alert on the boards today.
8 total rebounds for Ewing. Mason and Bryant. Mason the short jumper. Boy, you wonder why he doesn't take that more often, John. When it's that 12-footer, he hits that consistently. Knicks by 7. Olajuwon double team. Ewing blocks from behind.
Great double teaming.
And they want to go right back at Hakeem, who's got 4 fouls. Ewing's jump shot. And the Knicks go up by 9. Patrick Ewing taking it right to Hakeem Olajuwon. Standing ovation at the Garden. And a little bit of a brawl going on here. Oakley's over near the Rockets bench. He's upset with somebody. And the officials not even near the action.
Drexler was running away from him. Oakley went running after Drexler at the call. And Drexler was running back toward the bench. Boy, something made Charles Oakley crazy.
We don't know what Drexler did, but the Knicks on a roll right now. 84-75. 8:35 to play in the fourth.
All right, guys, we got a 34-minute turnaround on this one. Let's do it.
It can be 5 below 0 or coming down in buckets. It doesn't matter. It doesn't buy you another second out here. But time isn't everything. Getting the job done right is. And passengers don't really see this.
Have a late bag on your way, Bob. No problem, Jerry. I'll take care of it.
It's a rare moment when they see us at all. But not a second goes by that we're not looking out for them.
Hustling and bustling for this season's best values can be a breeze if you shop with this, the Big Payback Value Book, and this, your Discover Card. You can get over $170 in cash rebates on top name brand gifts for the holidays. Just send us your receipts, and you can wrap up big savings without all the runaround. It pays to discover the card with the big payback. Look in the mail for your value book today.
Did you know Ford Escort comes with 3.9 financing or $750 cash back, buy or lease?
Why aren't you driving a Ford?
Compared to the going rate, 3.9% financing can save you over $1,600 over 48 months.
Why aren't you driving a Ford?
It's one of the best offers ever on the best-selling small car. In fact, 5 of the 10 best sellers in America
And counting.
are at your tri-state quality Ford dealer now. So it bears repeating.
Why aren't you driving a Ford?
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
It continues as Drexler came out, had some more words for Oakley. We still can't figure out, it was away from the play, exactly what set Oakley off. But with the Knicks on a 12-3 run and a 9-point lead, the last thing they need is to put some fire into the Rockets.
Meanwhile, smiling Sam Cassell is running around trying to get everybody to smile like he is, including Oakley, but he failed.
Mario Elie will bring it up. Drexler and Mason. Ball tipped by Smith. Cassell holds on. Smith tips it again, but Drexler recovers. Mark Bryant. Ewing with another block. Bryant, pretty spin move, blocked this time by Mason. And Ewing the rebound. Ewing somehow gets it to Mason. And Charles Smith wisely slows it down. The numbers weren't there.
The Garden is rocking.
84-75. Knicks by 9. Ewing against Bryant. Baseline jumper. Oakley, the offensive rebound, stripped to the ball, and they call a foul, a loose ball foul. That'll be the second team foul against the Rockets, so the Knicks will take it out. The Knicks exploding in the past couple of minutes. Bryant's foul, his fourth. Ewing with another strong rejection.
Knicks really alert to the shot blocking opportunities and making the most. Ewing first, then Mason. And what a recovery by Patrick with this pass off.
Mason guarded by Ellie now. And Ellie bumped him with his leg. They're going to call everything tight now for the rest of the way. You can bet on that. Second foul on Ellie, third team foul.
Great matchup with Ellie and Mason, a couple of graduates from the well-known Summer League at West 4th Street, Mike.
Knicks, John, with 7 block shots in the game. Mason again, there's the double team. Down low, Mason with the spin move and banks it home. Knicks up by 11. A 14-3 run. Still plenty of time. Over 7 minutes remaining. Olajuwon and Ewing with the bump before the move. And now they're trying to overcompensate. And any contact down low is being called. That's Ewing's third and the second team foul. So the Rockets will take it out. This place has come alive here in the fourth quarter. They go back to Hakeem. There's the fall away. Ewing got a piece of it again. His fourth block shot of the game.
That doesn't tell the whole story either with his defensive intimidation and overall presence, which has been tremendous.
Ball deflected out of bounds. One of the officials didn't see it. Now they say it's going to be Houston ball. It appeared that one of the Rockets had deflected it. Cassell right down to Olajuwon, operating against Ewing. He's double teamed, ball deflected Oakley, but Drexler picks it up and he's fouled. Mason's going to be called for that one, so Drexler will shoot 2 more free throws. Mason now has 4 fouls. There you see, in terms of scoring in double figures, numbers for Hakeem Olajuwon, and he's still in single digits. He's got 9 so far, but still plenty of time as Drexler misses a free throw.
Mike, interesting thing from the world of officiating in a paper today in Newsday. Derek Stafford, a 7-year NBA ref, said a number of the locked out officials want to bring the league's contract offer to a membership vote. With minor adjustments, he said, I think the offer is good enough now. 20 to 30 of the officials feel that way. We totally support union leadership, but we feel we should have the opportunity to decide what is best for the group. So there might be some movement if the officials start speaking out like that.
Mason, aggressive move to the basket off the back of the rim. Olajuwon, quick outlet to Ellie. Ellie will challenge Ewing, and Ewing's going to let him go. It's back to an 8-point Knick lead. And Gary Grant calls timeout. Don Nelson wants to slow it down for a second. 6:12 remaining, fourth quarter. Knicks leading the Rockets 86-78.
You got it, all you do, you cut out the whiz bump and you save money. Don't take mine, Nobody beats the whiz.
There's a moment in time when the best begin to shine. One for all, take your best shot. Make the moment count. Keep your head held high. Reach the sky.
The Boston Globe calls Federal Hill a winner, invested with detail and freshness, recalling Fellini and Scorsese. Rolling Stone says robustly entertaining with fresh humor and insight. Playboy calls it a Romeo and Juliet for the 90s. Movie Line says Federal Hill recalls Diner and Goodfellas with filmmaking panache. Michael Carente's critically acclaimed Federal Hill.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
The season's just getting started, and the action is better than ever.
Oh, my!
There's only one place to find plays like this.
Butler gets it into Rex Chapman. Rex unloads.
So catch all the action on NBA Action.
Oh, you gotta love that action! 3 of those 4 blocks have come here in the 4th quarter. 2 of them against Hakeem Olajuwon.
What's very, very important to Patrick's effectiveness is that he's not buying that initial fake. On that first one, he blocked it, and Mason got involved. Patrick, again, not leaving his feet until the right time, and he's been on target with his timing.
Knicks 9 block shots as a team. Rockets nothing. Knicks lead by 8, 86-78. We're approaching the midway point here in the 4th. Grant drives to the hole, and Bryant may have gotten a piece of that one as Olajuwon grabs the rebound. Knicks again with their big lineup. It's worked well. 4 forwards and a guard. Drexler with the move. Mason a rebound. Knicks by 8, just over 5.5 to play in the 4th. Mason back to Ewing for the elbow jumper. He's got it.
Mason playing the role of the point guard. He's been designated the point forward by Don Nelson, and he did it beautifully.
That's his 5th assist. Ewing with a steal on a poor pass from Drexler. Grant back for Ewing. And he dribbles it, but gets the call, a foul called. And it's going to go against the Rockets. It'll be the 4th team foul. Olajuwon is whistled for that one, and that is Hakeem's 5th foul. .5:14 remaining.
The Knicks very fortunate today. They have not seen the true number 34, Hakeem Olajuwon. Foul trouble throughout has really held him back from getting into the flow of this game.
Mason against Chucky Brown. Knicks lead by 10. Mason, quick move to the basket, the foul. And they're going to call it a flagrant foul. Mason will shoot 2, and the Knicks will get the ball back. So the official's not hesitant to call on the hard fouls. We've seen Robert Horry ejected.
You've got to play the ball. You can't just play a man's body. And that's why that call was made.
Chucky Brown, his 4th foul. Mason, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Another all-around game.
That's a lazy defensive play also when you grab a man like that.
He's done a good job on Drexler, too. Drexler only 6 points in the second half, John. And Mason connects on the second one. Lead is back to 11. That equals the largest of the game for the Knicks. 5:02 remaining.
You know, Mike, as great as the balance and depth is, has been certainly for Houston, when Olajuwon is not leading the charge, everything falls flat for them. And Olajuwon has had a staggered start throughout this game.
Drexler is guarding Oakley. Keep a close eye on that as Olajuwon kicks someone out, so they'll reset to 24. Knicks will take it out again. This big lineup has worked. 4 forwards and a guard. Harper's back in for Grant. Here you see the Knicks here in the 4th dominating so far. Mason gets away from the double, now finds a single coverage, feeds Ewing. Patrick Ewing. Oakley's tip, it's good.
Well, Nelson's going for size, as you point out, Mike. And Rudy Tomjanovich is figuring speed can overcome size, so it's a matter of 2 coaching philosophies clashing.
Timeout, largest lead of the game for the Knicks.
I
pay the bills in this family. Phone, cable, electric, every month. It was a lot of checks. Hey, Mickey, okay, you guys stay together, okay? I'll run out of stamps or forget to mail them. So now, I simply don't write checks. Citibank does it for me, for free. I just tell them which bills to pay and when, and that's it. And it all shows up on my statement. You know, life in New York can get pretty crazy, but this is simple.
The city never sleeps.
Hey, let your sister have a turn.
In today's environment, there's no better way to equip your office than with Canon technology. And there's no better way to access that technology than through MCS Canon. MCS brings you the fastest, most responsive service and system support available. A single-minded focus on your company's problems allows MCS to provide the best possible solutions. Let us show you the possibilities.
I need to be up and running, like yesterday.
No problem.
The Knicks defense responsible for the Rockets' problems. Houston 2 of 12 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Knicks have outscored the Rockets 17-6 so far in the period, and they lead by 13, their largest, 91-78, with 4:29 to play.
Well, the Knicks have their own streak against the Rockets. They come in today with a 2-game winning streak. They won both games last year against the Western Conference champions and the NBA champions. In fact, the Knicks punished the Rockets here at Madison Square Garden last February. 122 points for the Knicks. Charles Oakley, the last two, working hard inside. What offensive pressure he puts on the boards.
Oakley with a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Knicks by 13, still plenty of time, a little under 4.5 to play. Olajuwon with the 5 fouls, spinning against Ewing. Oakley knocks it away out of bounds. Boy, the defense has been spectacular here in the fourth. 5 on the shot clock. And while we were in that replay, Patrick Ewing blocked Olajuwon again, but they also said he got a piece of the arm. So Ewing picks up his 4th, and somebody's just been thrown out of the game. I think Olajuwon has been thrown out. Hakeem has just been thrown out of the game.
Well, it appears that the ultimate sportsman, in frustration, put the ball in the face of the official. A rather unsportsmanlike action.
Now, Rudy Tomjanovich is out at center court. The official walking away. Wonder if Rudy's gone too. I think he's been thrown out. Wow. Olajuwon fouls out with 9 points. Or he's ejected, I should say, with 9 points. That snaps a streak of 258 consecutive games in double figures. Now here's, oh, you've got to toss him for that, John. Threw it right at his face. Tell you what, these officials haven't been hesitant to make calls like that in terms of throwing guys out. Robert Horry ejected for a flagrant foul. Olajuwon for unsportsmanlike, and same thing for Rudy Tomjanovich.
Well, the
Rockets in disarray.
The call now is for who takes over the coaching staff. Carol
Larry
Dawson.
Smith.
Oh, I don't think Mr. Mean will get the call, Mike. Carol Dawson most likely would. He's been a long-time assistant coach with the Houston Rockets. And Bill Berry also has been with the Rockets for a number of years. I would think the man out in front with his arms folded, Carol Dawson, will lead them the rest of the way.
So now the technical free throw parade for Olajuwon, just to further expand on his double figure scoring. Again, he had 258 consecutive, and in his career, 821 of 829 games he's been in double figures, but he's not going to reach it because of what he does right there. So Oakley hits the technical free throws. Knicks go up by 15, 93-78. And that is so unlike Hakeem Olajuwon. And right now, the ironic thing is Chucky Brown is going to go to the free throw line. Brown is going to shoot the free throws that Olajuwon was supposed to. The ironic thing, John, is that he was tossed after a call against Ewing. Still 4:13 to play. 3 Rockets have been ejected as Brown can't connect. Robert Horry thrown out earlier for a flagrant 2 foul. And now Olajuwon and Tomjanovich thrown out for their antics against the officials.
Mike, our Fordham MSG correspondent Mike Kay just overheard a conversation. Mason to Harper. They're the champs, but this is our house. We should have beaten them 2 years ago.
I think a lot of people will agree with the latter.
Yes.
93-79, Knicks by 14. They have put on an impressive show here in the 4th quarter. Just under 4 minutes remaining. Ewing operating against Mark Bryant. The quick move and the foul before the shot, so the basket won't count. Rockets over the limit. Ewing will go back to the line. And Bryant has picked up his 5th foul. What a game for Patrick Ewing, John.
Boy, he's been strong throughout the game. I haven't seen him as active as he has been today. This season, he has just been involved in every play under the defensive end, it seems. And on offense, he's been quite determined and strong, and those numbers are powerful numbers in his favor.
And again, doing the job defensively on Olajuwon. 3 of the 4 blocks here in the 4th quarter. He's also now 8 of 9 from the line. 3 Knicks in double figures in rebounds, John, and Mason, Oakley, and Ewing. And the lead now is swelled to 16. 3:47 to go, 4th quarter. As Oakley called for a bubble. Knicks now over the limit. If the Rockets' winning streak is going to increase, they're currently at 7 in a row. They're going to need some kind of miracle comeback here.
Rockets are in a period of 4 games in 5 days. Look at that 4th quarter scoring. 3-1, 21-7. And this is the 3rd game of a 4 and 5 day sequence. So not only is the opponent difficult on all NBA teams, but the schedule also becomes an opponent when you get a sequence like that, and everybody seems to go through it, and it's a tough time now for the Rockets. But they just were unable to get their big man loose today. The early fouls on Olajuwon, some fouls he felt very bad about, sent him to the bench, and he missed a lot of this game before being ejected.
Played just 23 minutes, and again just the 9 points, snapping his double-figure scoring streak. So the Knicks in good position right now. A 15-point lead, 3:44 remaining.
Mike, I want to quote a line out of Derek Harper's mouth pertaining to the game today. It was in the Times today. Derek said, "I think it shows what you can do with role players." Everyone's always asking about the Houston Rockets' success with guys like Chucky Brown and Mario Elie and Robert Horry, who's just became better known. And Derek went on to say that's the hardest thing to do, get guys willing to accept lesser roles sometimes. Right now, with all their guys scoring, Hakeem is even sacrificing more. And then Derek said, if we could ever get to the point offensively where we understand the spacing the way they understand it, I think it will help our offensive production a lot. The Knicks have grown into that more and more, and they did it in this game as well. Lead play.
Lead is 14, just over 3.5 to play. The unselfishness has been right from game 1. Knicks taking their time. Shot clock winding down. Ewing, quick turnaround, and Bryant can't stop that. Patrick Ewing pouring it on now. 27 points for Ewing. 16-point lead. Ewing wants some more block shots. Brown kicks it out. Cassell. Sam Cassell for 3. And Ewing another rebound. It has been all Knicks here in the 4th quarter. Knicks led by 2 heading into the final period, and now lead by 16 with 2:45 remaining. Cassell with a foul. He'll send Harper to the free throw line. You know, one of the, of course, all the people that like to look at the glass is half empty said the Knicks, all right, certainly they're 9-2, but they haven't played a lot of people. Yet you look at the wins at home. They beat Indiana, beat Utah, and look like they're on the verge of an impressive win as you see Drexler and Cassell walking off as it appears the Rockets have conceded victory. And Ewing with just a marvelous afternoon. A well-deserved rest for the Knicks captain.
Yes, the focus on this game today was, can the Knicks do it against a big-time team? And that put a lot of drama into this game. The two teams you mentioned, Utah and Indiana, were the teams at the time at 500 or better that the Knicks did well with. And Don Nelson, his staff, and his team has certainly come forth big time today in this meeting.
Harper connects on 1 of 2. Largest lead of the game for the Knicks, 98 to 81. 2:39 remaining here in the fourth. Mario Ellie, three-pointer, a little long. Pete Chilcutt with a rebound, kicks it out for Rakasner. Eldridge Rakasner just checking in. Tim Brough as well for Houston. And Chucky Brown, as the bench has been empty. Oakley with a steal, sniped it right away from Brown. And the Knicks will slow it down with 2:10 remaining here in the fourth and a 17-point lead. A lot of people expected this team maybe to start off a little slowly as they adjusted to Don Nelson. But the Knicks are going to win their 5th in a row here this afternoon. Mason lost it. Good defense from Ellie. And more substitutions. Hubert Davis is going to come in. Charles Oakley sits down. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists for Oakley.
Powerful game for Charles.
98-81. I don't think a lot of people expected to be leaving early because of a Knick blowout.
Last game for Charles Oakley, 16 points, 9 rebounds in Cleveland the other night.
Pete Chilcutt with a pretty left-handed move, but it's still Knicks by 15, minute and a half remaining. Knicks will take as much time off the clock. See, Mason's still out there, John. He has played the entire way thus far. Grant drives underneath and one. Gary Grant with a chance for the three-point play. As the Knicks just putting an exclamation point on this one. Tim Brough the foul, his first.
Grant with a gorgeous drive, up and under. There's something wrong with his shoulders.
Maybe
Mike,
his new uniform is itchy.
He brought that move from the LA Clippers. And I think if Don Nelson sees more of it, he might ask him to leave it, send it back to LA.
Grant, by the way, that's the first miss of the season from him for the free throw line. He had been 18 for 18. As Mario Ellie kicks it back out, Pete Chilcutt with a three-pointer. And it's a 14-point Knick lead, but less than a minute remaining. As the Knicks dominating here in the fourth quarter. Remember the Knicks 2 years ago, the fourth quarter was theirs all the time. Last year they were inconsistent in the fourth.
Well, the memory of 2 years ago when the Knicks lost a big game to Houston. Houston came in with a 14-game winning streak, needed one more to tie an NBA record for consecutive wins at the beginning of a season, and the Knicks, many of them were outspoken about they're not going to do it in our house. Well, Houston went on to win that game, and then when they met in the NBA Finals and went down to Game 7, the loss of that game really stood out because had the Knicks won it and several others, they would have had the home court advantage. So that memory reappeared again today.
Ewing enjoying the final minutes on the bench. 14-point lead, 27 seconds remaining. Rakasner down low to Chucky Brown. And it's going to be a little too late for the Houston Rockets. Mason's still out there. He went the entire way. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. A spectacular fourth quarter for the Knicks, and they hear it from the fans, a standing ovation in the final seconds. They'll have to shoot before the shot clock goes off. Grant fires up the three. And a fitting way for the Knicks to end this one, as Rakasner will dribble it out. Knicks winning streak now at 5 in a row. They snapped the Rockets winning streak at 7 with an impressive 103-88 victory this afternoon. Knicks now 10-2 on the season with a dominating fourth quarter. We'll be back with more after these words.
What could be better than giving your kid a Sunoco toy fire truck Giving one to your boss's kid. Only $14.99 with a fill-up at participating Sunoco retailers, while supplies last.
Person needs to send resume to New York. Wants to make a big impression. Goes to post office. Finds out priority mail is a smart solution. Resume gets noticed. Person gets job. Now if he can only get a cab. Team needs new jerseys. Person has to deliver them overnight. Goes to post office. Finds express mail is a smart solution. Guarantees delivery. Jerseys arrive on time. Person avoids getting sacked.
Hey, come on down here. This right here, this is the line. It's the three-point line. You do this, it's worth nothing. Now you do this, now this could be worth $1 million. This is what separates the winners from the losers. Are you ready to step up to the line? You're not stepping anywhere until you go to Foot Locker, because when you vote for your favorite NBA All-Star, you're automatically in a Foot Locker $1 million shot sweepstakes. This shot's worth $1 million, if you can make it.
Boom, laka, boom, laka. Here's Ewing. Nice give and go. Boy, what a beauty. Hey, hey, hey. You getting stronger. Oh, stuff, man. You're gonna feel it too. I want to take you higher. Knicks on MSG will take you higher. Look out. Boom, laka, boom, laka.
Hey, New York, what do you really want for Christmas?
Hair. I really want to go see my boyfriend. I'd like a wedding.
Give Holiday Grab Bag from the New York Lottery with 5 games to play and a top prize of $25,000.
Happy holidays!
What could be better than giving your kid a Sunoco toy fire truck? Giving one to your boss's kid. Only $14.99 with a fill-up at participating Sunoco retailers. Why not put it on the Sunoco MasterCard?
Back at the Garden, Mike Crispino in the aftermath of the Knicks' 103-88 victory over the Houston Rockets. A stunning turn of events. Hakeem Olajuwon saddled with foul trouble all day long, ejected in the fourth quarter, held to 9 points, the first time in 258 games Olajuwon had scored less than double figures. Patrick Ewing, huge in this game, defensively and offensively, had 4 blocks. The Knicks as a team had 9 block shots. Here's a look at a couple of them as Patrick worked on Hakeem, kept his feet beautifully, and rejected, I should say, before Hakeem Olajuwon was ejected from the game. And then Ewing on the other end, 27 points, the off-balance runner, to give the Knicks a 103-88 victory. And a happy man, as you might expect. Patrick Ewing joining us here courtside. And Patrick, a super effort by you guys today. I think Houston, of course, being a team that beat you in the finals a couple of years ago, you always have something to prove against them. Now you've beaten them 3 in a row. Do you have the upper hand, do you think?
Well, not really. They have the game that really counted, which was Game 7. Houston is a great team, and they're having an outstanding year, and we feel that we're a good team also, and we're trying to get to where they are.
Must have felt good to have Olajuwon have foul trouble for most of the second and third quarter. You didn't have to contend with him as much.
Oh, definitely. It's usually all the way around, so it's good to see him on the bench and me out there playing.
What about the officiating? I mean, it's been crazy. Every Sunday, at least, we've had coaches ejected, players ejected. What happened with Hakeem there, and why did they throw him out?
I think he kind of trying to get an official the ball, and I think he hit him in the face.
Got a little carried away, you think?
No, I don't think he meant to. I don't think he meant it, but it happened, and he got ejected.
Also Robert Horry was thrown out in this game. Tell us about what was happening on the court. How did you see the officiating? It seemed pretty even-handed to me.
Well, for some parts it was even-handed, but we need to get the real officials back. I think it's gone too long, and the commission need to step in and get these guys back in. They need to pay them fairly, and the money that they're saving by not giving it to us, they need to go ahead and give it to them.
I think they're getting it back with all these fines and ejections, too.
You're right.
You've had a super week this week following last Sunday's effort when you only got 10 shots in a game. We talked about it. I think you were a little bit dismayed. You didn't get enough shots in that game. But what has happened this week for you? You've been in the flow both offensively and defensively. Does it start with defense?
Oh, definitely. I think that it wasn't just a shot. I thought, the whole game I was left out of it. And, I had a long talk with Coach Nelson. He told me that he was going to play me more, and also I was going to get the ball. I just didn't want to be out on the perimeter shooting jump shots. I want to get a even flow. Even though I love to shoot a jump shot, I want to get it inside and outside.
Tell me about Houston's attitude today. They come in, they expect to win. They are the champions. Did you see that in the first half of the game, and were you guys able to turn that around in the second half?
Yeah, they kept it close, especially at halftime. We was up about 8 points, and they cut it. We went in up 1, and I guess they thought they was going to come in the second half and just kick it in third gear, and it didn't happen. We kept our poise, and we were able to get the win.
A lot of discussion about the small lineup last week when he went with 4 guards and you. This week, Don Nelson goes with the 4 forwards. The big guys, you only had 1 guard out there.
That's right. We worked on it some in practice. In Houston, the kind of team that they are, we were able to use it.
And quickly on Anthony Mason and his ball handling skills, a lot of talk about him being able to be an extra point guard for you. How does that help your team?
Well, Anthony's having an outstanding year. He's passing the ball, he's getting it in the post and punishing people, and he's also rebounding the ball. He's having a fabulous year.
And a quick final comment on, you mentioned talking with Don Nelson during the week about your role. Was that a productive discussion? Were you happy about that?
Yeah, it was productive. I think everything came out right.
All right, Patrick Ewing, thanks for joining us. Great game from Pat today. 27 points, 11 rebounds, 4 block shots. The Knicks with 9 blocks on the afternoon. We'll be back with more on the Knicks postgame report and more from Madison Square Garden after these words. The Knicks have defeated the defending champions.